Regard ship Amaterasu. Warp jump completed. All units report.
All units report.
All navigational controls. Check.
Engine room, all systems check. Firing controls, check.
Firing controls. Check.
Engine room, navigation controls, check.
All units are check.
Excellent. Proceed at cruising speed. We'll arrive on Kibi in a few hours.
It looks like our first flight will end without incident.
It's almost time to say goodbye to the 73rd class of the Defense University Space Battle Course.
Yes, sir.
I have to say, your voice has always been very comforting to me, Shino.
Thank you, sir.
It's like hearing instructions from a digital recording. When you entered the 73rd class, you were the top student, but your grades now are average.
My apologies, sir.
However, your grades in space battle simulation and historical research are excellent.
I'm good at games, and I have a great memory. If I entered a quiz show on the Galaxy Network, I might win the grand prize.
You know, you'll probably earn 10 times as much doing that rather than entering the Defense Force. Although you could become a great captain, Shinon. And one other thing.
And what would that be, sir?
You'd make a lousy secretary.
I wonder what that's supposed to mean. I don't think he was trying to be mean. If he was, I could have cried right in front of him, like he wanted me to. I gotta say, Shinon, you've always been good at knowing how other people want you to react. That's how you play this game, I suppose. So, anyway, tell me, Shinon, will I get to serve with you, or do you know if you're joining the Force yet? I'm not really sure, Miyuri. I don't have a passion like you. I enjoy games, but I hate real wars. I'll find a good job and a nice guy. Hi, girls. Hey, what's up, Sonri? You're sure in a good mood. I can't believe it. I actually talked to him. Oh, you finally spoke to Takai. What did you say? I said firing controls check. Is that all? Hey, that's a lot. Who knows, Shinon? Maybe one day you'll fall in love. I kind of doubt that, Miyuri. I'm way too shy. Sonri's twice as shy as you are. That's no excuse. The in-flight entertainment tab comes to 20,110 credits per person. What? The girls don't have to pay that too, do they? What century are you living in, Akiho? The fairy tale days of the man paying for the woman were over a very long time ago. Right. So, here's my portion. Traditionally, the medical team of a battleship drinks the most, you know. Really? Get it. Why don't you just talk to her? No, Rena and I are email friends. Hi, can I get your payment? Here. Hey, let's go get ready. What's going on, Rio? Just be quiet.
Today, at approximately 6 a.m. Standard Planet Kibi time, the vicinity of the Planetary Alliance of Henrietta, known better as the Kingdom, declared war against the planetary nation of Kibi. We are now informed that the Kingdom's battleships have attacked and destroyed Kibi's guard vessels.
They've declared war?
The respective
So
planetary
does that mean we have to fight? Allie? Allie! We have to find out what's really going on here. I agree.
Calm down, calm down. Everybody take a seat.
Out of my way!
Hey, take it easy. We were told to come here and wait.
All officer candidates are to report to the cafeteria.
So, these are the girls of the Amaterasu.
Takai, what's going on?
Don't ask me. I have no idea. The Kingdom declared war against Kibi, and then quickly attacked the first guard ship, Maizuru.
The news already told us that. Come on, don't you know anything else?
The government is going to surrender any minute now.
You're not serious. It's quite possible, given the present government.
That's quite convincing coming from the niece of the former prime minister.
Just remember, the government that replaced my uncle won on a platform of safety first. Their policies are based on maintaining peace.
I think you're right about an immediate surrender. Shinto, do you have something to tell us? Right after we were ordered into the cafeteria, the rest of the staff began preparations on a small escape craft. This ship won't be returning to Kibi with us. It'll be disarmed and abandoned in orbit.
I agree with Shinto. The engine output isn't enough to get us to Kibi. This ship will stop long before we get home.
How do you know?
Well, the sound of the engine tells me how the ship's doing.
Nice trick, old man.
Don't you call me old man.
So then, Kibi's gonna surrender without any kind of a fight?
But where are we gonna go from here?
We have no choice but to get on an escape craft with the rest of the crew. Being escorted by Kingdom fighters the whole way, no doubt.
And then?
The defense force will be dissolved. And anyone who's planning on joining the forces had better find a new job.
I'll have to enroll at a regular university. It's an idea, even though I'm disappointed that our nation is surrendered. If this war intensifies, we would have had to head to the battlefield anyway. Some of us could have been killed in battle.
Don't they have any respect?
The ranking officers were ordered off first for a reason. Apparently, they could have taken over the ship and caused a rebellion. Are they saying the rest of us aren't a threat?
Come on, we're only military cadets after all. You can't blame them.
No, there are some things that only we can do. As military cadets, we don't have the same responsibilities as our instructors. Therefore, we're free to take over this ship and lead the rebellion against the kingdom.
Are you crazy? There's no way we could do that. Even if we don't have families of our own to take care of, we still have mothers and fathers. That's right. It would be impossible to fight against the kingdom for any length of time without supplies. That's not what I'm talking about.
My father died on the Maizuru defending Kibi. I think we should fight until there isn't anything left.
Yeah.
You're not serious, are you?
There's no way we could win against the kingdom with a single battleship. But I can't just stand by and let the kingdom take over our homes like it's some sort of game.
I understand how you feel. I think we all feel the same way.
Once the government dismantles its own military, the kingdom will demand that Kibi cancels its defense contracts. The kingdom buys back the equipment at a discount and builds up its military.
I guess that makes sense. From what you're saying, the ship will temporarily be the property of Interplanetary Corporation AGI. If you're right.
I'm right. And that means anybody and everybody has a right to purchase this ship, even us.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Great plan, but where are we going to come up with that kind of money, Kiska? It would be pretty difficult. Do you have any idea how much a battleship costs?
Good point.
Unfortunately, since I'm away from home, I don't have that kind of money on me, but I think I know who could sponsor us.
While I'm sure that any of the planetary nations at odds with the kingdom could potentially cooperate with us, can you think of one who would? Can you think of any nation that could afford to risk fighting and losing against the kingdom?
I don't know. Seems kind of unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about multiple targets here.
Tell me, if I could negotiate us a deal, would you agree to remain on the ship and fight against the kingdom, Rio?
If we had legal ownership of this ship and access to replenishments, there's a chance we just might make it.
I agree.
This is ridiculous. There's no way you could pull off that kind of crazy magic.
I don't think magic is an appropriate example, Shinon. Okay, I'm going to the communications room to start negotiations with a potential sponsor.
Go right ahead. But come on, are you at least going to tell us who you plan to negotiate with?
Sure, the Galaxy Network.
Further to receiving a declaration of war from the Alliance of Henrietta in the vicinity of the planetary nations, the planetary nation Kibi has made an official statement of its immediate surrender and agreement to join the Alliance. However, students of the Defense Force Academy are not following suit. They appear to have rebelled against the Alliance and their homeland, which is now a member of the Alliance, by acquiring Kibi's number.
We go live on the air after the news.
From AGI
Are you
Corps,
ready?
while on return from its test flight.
Five minutes to air. Testing.
You're watching the Galaxy Network Starship channel, and this is Dita Mirkov reporting. I'm coming to you live from the engine room of the Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu. The Amaterasu was previously the third guard ship of the planetary nation of Kibi, but now it belongs to the military students determined to fight against the kingdom on behalf of their government.
What's with all this useless background?
Peter, this is the live broadcast of a space battle we've been waiting for. I'm ready for my close-up.
Forget the engine room. Get up to the bridge, and when you talk to me from now on, refer to me as Mr. Producer. Damn it.
Sorry, boys. I'll come back later. In the meantime, go get 'em.
What are you looking so relaxed for? We're at level 1 battle positions. Get ready for maximum combat speed.
Switching from navigation route space coordinates to three-dimensional grid coordinates. Enemy search system is clear. We're on the air in 1 minute. Hi, Shinon. Your makeup looks great. Do you think so? Appearances are very important when you're on television. Huh? Enemy detected. Now that's perfect timing. Distance 1,002,000 enemy ship.
Huh? An enemy ship?
Moments from now, Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu and this enemy ship will be engaging in an intense battle.
I don't get it. How are they going to avoid attacks with that thing moored on the starboard side?
Maybe they're not worried about that.
This is a bad time for jokes.
We shouldn't assume that all battleships are built with the same operating structure. A flash from the enemy ship!
It's attacking?
Distance from enemy ship, 975,000. Relative speed, 57,000. Both moving at uniform velocity.
975,000. How can it fire from that far away?
That's a good question. That's more than twice this ship's maximum firing range.
They're firing at us, but a counterattack won't even reach them.
At our present speed, the soonest we can begin firing is 3 hours from now.
We have no choice but to endure 3 hours of attacks?
Miyuri, what do we know about the weapon from its light emission? Well, it looks like plasma discharge, emitted by pulse at 20-second intervals. That sounds a lot like a railgun.
A slingshot?
Firing control room. Message from interim commander.
Don't take slingshots lightly. They might just be firing at us randomly, but when it hits, it could be significant. The hit-miss ratio isn't that great, but if they keep firing, they're eventually going to hit us.
Message from Controller Mikami from the navigation control room.
I believe candidate Hisaka has the right idea about the railgun.
Okay, we've established that the attack by the enemy ship is some kind of railgun.
Wait!
So we will approach the enemy while evading its attacks until we reach firing range.
Are you serious?
There's no way they can hit us from that distance. They're gonna run out of ammo eventually.
If that's true, don't you find it strange that they're firing at us from way out there? Whatever the weapon, their chances of hitting us seriously decrease the further away they are. What kind of battleship can afford to waste ammunition like that? Why are they attacking so soon? I might be paranoid, but there's got to be a reason behind it.
Yeah, well, with all of our lives on the line, I'd rather be paranoid than dead.
Yeah, but being too careful could cost us our one chance.
It's reckless to get that close without knowing our enemy's intentions.
The enemy's intentions are quite clear.
Hey, what's with the kid?
That's Engineering Officer Shime Yuki. He's in charge of the AI on Amaterasu.
Shinon is absolutely right. They won't need to avoid our attack. They plan on finishing us off before we're even in firing range.
I thought there were only military students on board. I forgot that one officer stayed.
It appears the maintenance of the ESOP system is a bit sophisticated for the students.
Right. That isn't a breach of their treaty, is it?
The enemy ship will not stop firing until it completely consumes that asteroid.
Consumes the asteroid?
The enemy ship is equipped with a machine that can use the asteroid to make artillery by refining the metals in the rock. It's not just a battleship, it's a space cannon with its own munitions factory.
What if we attack the enemy at full speed while employing evasive maneuvers?
That plan has a 27% chance of success.
We never learned battle strategies for this kind of thing. This is absolutely ludicrous. How the heck can we find a railgun that makes its own munitions?
Is there anything nearby that we can hide behind? There are lots of asteroids in the vicinity. It stands to reason that the kingdom would know where to fight, as they have more battle experience than we do.
So tell me, do you have a plan?
Move this ship into the shadows of the asteroids.
Huh? Of course. Set velocity to number 2, combat speed. Turn starboard, 30 degrees.
Velocity reset. Heading change, 30 degrees.
Roger that. Combat speed.
Roger, 30 degrees southwest. Grid 2660. Beta 2110. Asteroid flyby. What the hell are they doing? If they mess up our premiere, I'll never forgive those kids.
Now what?
We'll use the asteroid as a shield as we approach within firing range.
I get it.
Against an enemy that can fire at them from thousands of kilometers away, the Amaterasu has come up with a daring plan to use an asteroid as a shield to block the enemy attacks.
Pretty clever kids.
Full combat speed!
Hey, wait! Galaxy Network is aired in the kingdom too, isn't it? Yes, of course. So they know every move as we make it. Will we be okay? We don't really have a choice. So this is what it means to sell broadcast rights to the Galaxy Network. Even though it's practically suicide. 2 minutes to firing range. As soon as we're within firing range, we need to move out of the shadows. We must then accurately pinpoint the enemy's location in order to fire at it. Takai can lock onto that railgun in less than a minute.
Yes, but what if we're hit by the enemy before that happens?
We're going to have faith in the Amaterasu's armor.
Okay. This ship will leave the shadows of the asteroid as soon as we're within firing range. As soon as that happens, we need to lock onto the enemy's location and destroy it.
Navigation control room, roger that. Firing control room, roger that.
All right, let's cue the sound effects.
Target in sight. Distance 120 geometrics. Target locked on.
Prepare to fire the main cannon!
Charge plasma. Ready for particle acceleration. Targeting system operating normally. Be ready to make the manual adjustments.
Manual? Can't I just fire on auto? I mean, it's not like they're gonna see what's coming.
A direct hit! Report!
The armor seems to be holding. There is no electromagnetic damage, but the thermal shock has caused the areas directly hit to start melting.
The armor is melting? But I thought the armor was heat-proof!
Switching to damage surveillance camera. It's so pretty. This ship isn't going to explode, is it? The Hotaru system disperses heat by converting thermal energy to light.
I guess this really is a state-of-the-art ship.
You enter firing range in 20, 19, 18, 17.
Captain, requesting permission to fire. Permission granted.
Entering firing range in 4, 3, 2, 1. We're in range!
Firing main cannon!
What was that sound? Sound effects for the show! Target eliminated. The railgun has stopped firing! We did it! It's a hit! The enemy's battleship has successfully been destroyed by a direct hit from the Amaterasu.
Not bad. For the very first time around.
Now we must be careful. We're being followed. I'll give the Prime Minister a tour now.
Followed? The Kiwi government would have to do at least that much not to lose face in the eyes of the kingdom.
There's something kind of weird about this. Yeah, but it's what they want for the show.
I know what you're talking about. They told me the same thing when I was transferred up here.
You girls have to remember, you're the stars of my show first, soldiers second.
So, anything to report?
2 Kingdom battleships have just been spotted in the vicinity of Kiwi.
2 battleships? There's no way we can win 2 against 1.
Actually, from the show's point of view, a battle would be best.
Not if it's a battle we know we'll lose.
You mean they can run away?
Just let me know when your position is a little bit better, Captain. Till then, I'll show reruns.
That jerk only thinks about his show.
I'm used to it. Well, we did get permission to retreat.
But if we run away here, won't it look like we've abandoned our home planet?
By having the former Prime Minister aboard, we've become a government in exile. We no longer have a planet or citizens to protect. That's our greatest advantage. I'm picking up 3 Kiwi fighters approaching on translated orbit.
We can't fight against Kibi's defense force. We'll leave Kibi's orbit as quickly as we can. As soon as we arrive in an area where we can use our warp drive, prepare to jump.
Navigation room, all systems check.
Engineering room, check.
So, where are we headed?
It's not exactly like we have anywhere to go.
Well, what about Phoenicia? It's the closest unarmed neutral planet to here.
That sounds fine to me.
Then it's decided.
Looks like you're healthy enough to live in space, Prime Minister.
I'm the one who had the Space Forces acquire this battleship as a trump card against the Kingdom. In fact, I wanted to join you on the ship's test flight. But it was during a time when the government was deciding on how it would deal with the Kingdom.
In the end, the Kiwi government succumbed to the power of the Kingdom.
We don't yet know the whole story on that. In fact, there are some who see this ship as Kibi's salvation.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to stay in this room for the time being. I'll try to keep you informed.
Very well.
I can't wait to sleep. What we're doing is crazy. You understand that, right? Crazy? What are you talking about? We're a mere 30 military cadets. We haven't even been officially assigned as officers, but we're trying to fight against the Kingdom? By involving the Galaxy Network, we became slaves to the media, and we're in significant debt from buying the Amaterasu. We're crazy to be intentionally placing ourselves in danger like this. I'm sure everyone expected some danger. We all entered the Defense University and became officer candidates of the Space Defense Forces after all. Well, Miuri, I'm glad you have the stars to keep you happy. I know there's no use complaining now that we're in the middle of things, but still. Oh, hi there. Hey there, Miuri. Are you guys off? Yeah. Aren't you done yet? We have to check all the equipment before we arrive in Phoenicia. We need to make sure we fix everything we can. Way to go, supply team! Are you serious? Can't you guys do that after we dock?
I suggested we do that too.
There's no way we can fight the Kingdom on the same level. We need to be prepared for any eventuality.
If it wasn't for you and your plan, Shinon, we never would have made it through our first battle against the Kingdom.
Stop it.
Please keep protecting this ship.
Well, see ya. Oh, hey, was someone using the shower room? The engine crew is using it right now. The girls just off their shift reserved it after that. They beat us to it. We can wait until we arrive on Phoenicia. Right now, I need a nap.
Hey, Sonri, why don't you go back to your quarters and get some rest? I don't mind staying here while we're on standby.
I'm fine here.
You sure?
Yes. Thank you anyway.
Your father is the president of Wakana Rare Metals, right?
Huh? Yeah. Why do you ask?
Well, I was just wondering why a princess like you would want to join the Defense Force.
But I'm not a princess, really. Being a family member of the former Prime Minister, Rio is much more.
Prime Minister? Yeah, that's right. I'd almost forgotten. The Prime Minister is aboard this ship.
A number of the missile launchers are jammed.
Probably due to the direct hit we suffered during the previous battle. We'll have to fix them from outside.
We'll leave that for later. I wonder how Sanri's doing. Just fine. She's been trying for 2 years to talk to him. But nothing yet. Is there anywhere you're not filming? Well, we have to fit the crew profiles in wherever we can find the time. The Prime Minister is relaxing in our guest quarters, Captain. I just left him a minute ago.
Thank you. Next, we're going to give a press conference through the Galaxy Network, right?
Yes, we are. Say negotiated a great deal for us. We're charging for the press conference, but we still have lots of interest.
Pay-per-view press conference. She's a great supply chief.
Say is a hard worker. She said she planned to repair whatever needed fixing before we arrive at Phoenicia.
You do realize media from the kingdom will also be at the press conference. That means you'll have some tough questions. You and the Prime Minister, of course.
I know, but you forget I was the Defense University debate champion.
Ah, yes, that's true. But I still had the better marks all around.
If it hadn't come to this, we would have been the elite officers.
But since Kibi surrendered, and the university, no, the whole defense force is gone, we had no choice but to do what we did.
Thus far, things are going exactly as planned.
Well, so far so good. It helps that everyone believes that we came up with this plan ourselves. At least I'm pretty sure they do.
No one would guess that someone else suggested it.
But bottom line, we agreed to that suggested proposal, as did Say.
I wonder if things are going to keep going according to the plan.
Let's hope so.
Do you think maybe Shinon also knew that person's plan?
Now you're worrying too much. Remember, she's been against this whole thing ever since we first presented the idea.
That's true. But she still stayed on the ship, didn't she?
What's that?
The neutrino and gravity wave checker has detected something. Looks like a ship just jumped in.
What'd you say?
We should be receiving a message any minute now.
I doubt it. It's gotta be either a freighter or a passenger ship.
Communication lines are open.
Huh?
Greetings. This is the Trafalgar 21st battleship of the Henrietta Planetary Alliance. I am Captain Joseph Meyer. We wish to engage your ship in battle.
Oh no, they want to battle us?
Well, it looks like another prediction has come true.
Level 3 combat stations!
Roger.
Huh?
My glasses. My glasses. Come on, hurry. We're only at level 3. We have lots of time. Yeah, but that could change at any minute.
Hi.
Enemy located. Grid 8221. Looks like it's the beginning of round 2. You are going to accept the enemy's challenge this time, right? Otherwise, we won't have much of a show.
Huh? Well, yeah, but...
Captain, we have to avenge the loss of the guard ship Maizuru. I mean, come on. We took over this ship so we could fight against the kingdom, didn't we?
Well, sure. I guess if it's one-on-one.
That's great. I'm going to forward the enemy ship's message to the network right away.
Go right ahead.
I guess there's no backing out of it now, is there, Captain? Distance to enemy ship, 2 million. Relative speed, 85,000. The enemy ship is accelerating!
If the enemy ship is accelerating, that means we'll be in shooting range soon, right?
I believe your assertion is correct, Captain.
That means if we hit the target before the enemy enters their firing range, we can finish them off.
Increase the image of the enemy ship to maximum. Increasing image! There's an aperture 10 meters in width in the center of the ship, and on both sides of it are laser cannons.
If that aperture belongs to a plasma cannon, we could be in really big trouble.
Okay, everybody. Do your best to look sharp out there. This is going to be a really big show. Big smiles, Kate. I'm counting on you, Shinon.
That was a weird request from Dita. She wants us to begin battle at exactly 9 o'clock.
It sounds to me like a demand from the producer.
We'll have Shime program a navigation tool that will allow us to arrive at the firing range of our main cannon exactly at our target time.
If we're going into battle, the jammed missile launchers will pose a real problem.
That's true, but don't you think it's dangerous? What we can't fix in time can't be helped.
I am a proud member of the ship supply team.
Don't let your pride get in the way of good judgment.
It's alright. I'll be done quickly.
If possible, I'd prefer to air it all live.
But if you do that, the enemy will know our plan. It'll make our actions suicidal.
I guess you have a point. We'll delay our broadcast by 30 minutes. That's enough time, right?
One other thing. Can you please do something about the sound effects?
The viewers like sound effects.
I understand.
You know, for a kid, she's pretty grown up.
We'll switch over to live broadcast in 2 minutes. Okay, cast, go get 'em. 2 minutes until the main cannon is in firing range. Locked onto target. SES activated. Begin charging plasma launcher.
Request authorization to fire.
Authorization to fire main cannon requested.
All right. We've outmaneuvered the enemy. Target acquired. Firing main cannon.
Weapon fired. Beam will arrive at target in 22 seconds. Flash from enemy ship. Believed to be plasma. They're attacking us?
Evade attack.
All units, evasion tactics. Iriki, time to go back.
Almost done.
Main cannon beam scattered. It's been neutralized.
What the heck? You can't neutralize plasma with plasma!
Maybe the enemy has a special plasma cannon specifically for that purpose. Not for attacking, but as a defensive weapon to neutralize an opponent's plasma weapons. Then that means the enemy was planning on a laser cannon duel right from the outset.
Isn't there a way to avoid the plasma weapon?
That would be very difficult. A low-output plasma cannon with a large caliber should have a very short reload time.
But Shinon, we can't fire our laser cannons until we're in much closer. If we begin by firing our weapons at greater distances, the one with the superior
I
weapon...
believe we should prepare the revolver.
The revolver?
That enemy ship was likely built for combat against battleships that rely on the beam cannon as their main weapon.
What's the matter? You haven't done anything since that last shot.
From this distance, the enemy can stop anything we fire at them. We'll approach and use the laser cannon.
That doesn't help us one bit. Fire something, anything. We're trying to paint a picture for the audience here.
That guy doesn't care about us at all.
I don't agree with firing knowing they're going to stop it anyway. But we do have an agreement with our sponsor.
Supply unit, load the revolvers right away.
Roger. How much longer before you're done?
Give me 5 minutes.
I have to go load the revolvers. Return to the ship when you're done.
Roger that.
Don't work too hard.
Don't worry, I'm trying not to.
Within moments, we'll be entering the enemy's firing range.
Let's activate the anti-laser defense system.
Activate anti-laser defense.
Look at that!
The Freedom Guard ship will use 2 types of anti-laser weaponry to counter the Kingdom's attacks. The electromagnetic wave reflector lamina codenamed Kasumi, and the electromagnetic wave superabsorbent fiber Ikasumi. The static in this image is due to disturbances in the waves caused by these weapons.
Just in time.
Laser cannon fire from the enemy. Starboard side hit. Damage minor.
Where's Kasumi?
It wasn't fully deployed. I don't understand. No light appeared on the monitor.
Laser beams travel at the speed of light. By the time you see it, it's already hit.
Laser cannon hit Kasumi! They're firing at 30-second intervals. We should brace for at least 20 more shots. Revolver cannons loaded. 10 minutes before we reach revolver cannon firing range. Iriki? Iriki!
Activate target aiming program.
Activating program.
There are 30-second intervals between shots from the enemy's laser cannon, right?
That's what they told me.
Okay. Request to bring the ship in front of Kasumi and Ikasumi between the enemy's attacks.
Iriki.
I'll make manual adjustments to the auto-targeting and fire the revolver in 1-second bursts.
Roger that. We'll be entering firing range in 3 minutes.
Shime here. If it's all the same, I'd rather you not make manual adjustments this time.
But why is that? Making manual adjustments increases target accuracy by 13%.
Yes, I understand that. However, the enemy's evasion program is surprisingly simple.
Aesop has already completely analyzed its pattern.
Whether or not we make manual adjustments is up to the artillery chief.
This ship's artificial intelligence is a top military secret, am I correct?
Yes, AGI scientists say that artificial intelligence was given to them by the Kibi government.
Well, if the automatic target aim misses all 5 shots, I'm gonna go to the artificial intelligence control room to pick a fight.
We're within firing range of the revolver. 25 seconds to firing revolver. 24,
Maximum
23.
combat speed. Maximum combat speed.
10 seconds to firing. We're in front of both Gusumi and Igasumi. FCS operating. Automatic targeting aiming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The revolver has hit the target. Enemy starboard laser cannon damaged. Large caliber plasma cannon destroyed.
Request permission to fire the main cannon.
Yes, I just received a request from Shinon to do so. She also said, excellent shooting.
Oh yeah? We'll tell that to Aesop and the scientists. I only need a single shot.
The target's been hit! The enemy ship has been destroyed. No evacuation of crew seen.
What is this?
We seem to be getting audio from inside the enemy ship. Victory! The Freedom Guard ship has won the battle against the Kingdom's battleship! Say? Supply unit. Report. Iriki Kano, Shu Takatsuki, and Shin Uemura appear to have been hit by a shot from the laser cannon while working on the ship's exterior. Oh no. Peter, we have casualties.
This is a war, remember? Space funerals make good visuals. Tell them to make sure they have one.
This image is very explicit.
Captain Elroy, I must remind you, watch what you say.
My apologies. What are your feelings regarding this crisis, Your Majesty?
To protect the kingdom's dignity, that pirate ship must be sunk.
I have heard from various sources that a number of planetary governments are staging demonstrations to leave the Alliance. It's all because of those stupid kids and their goddamn TV show. I hate to disagree with you, but it might be a lot harder to destroy that ship than you would think.
And why would that be?
They have no citizens to protect. Even if we deploy a number of battleships at them, all they'd have to do is escape from us. At the same time, we're at a disadvantage facing that state-of-the-art battleship one-on-one.
Damn you, man! Don't you have any pride as a soldier?
If we could win on pride alone, I would be a much prouder man.
I can't imagine how some newcomer who was with the Alliance until recently could have any pride. May I interject with an observation, please, gentlemen?
From the press officer?
I don't know what someone who hasn't even commanded a ship is doing at a strategic meeting. Fair enough. I'll have to show you how to fight them without using any more ships.
Interesting. Let's hear it then. This should be good.
Look, I'm qualified to work on the exterior of this ship. Please don't make any exceptions.
It's not that I doubt your qualifications. It's just that you'd be risking your life out in space with no protection from the solar winds.
Don't forget, it was decided in the Human Genome Treaty of 2015 not to discriminate on the basis of one's genes.
Should you fall ill for some reason, as the captain of this ship, I'm responsible.
Come on, no one's asking you to be responsible.
You might not, but the public will.
The public has nothing to do with this. This ship has abandoned its home.
There may be no citizens, but there are tens of millions of viewers watching the show. Doctor, could you talk some sense into Allie?
I don't really care what you tell me, Doctor. I'm still going outside.
Stop being so stubborn. I didn't come here to try to stop you.
So then are you giving me permission?
2 hours maximum, and you'll have to promise me. Promise me a physical exam after that. Anything weird, you get hospitalized. As long as you agree to these conditions.
Oh, come on. Is this for real? Why should Takai have to look after that girl? I understand she has low tolerance to radiation, but if that's the case, why not just remain on the ship? Huh? If she puts Takai in any danger, I will never forgive her. Hey, you! Wake up!
You could have been a bit gentler, you know?
So, Commander Kiryu, what are you doing out here?
Hey, come on. I'm qualified to work on the ship's exterior, too.
Should a commander be sleeping on the job?
I've been working out here for much longer than regulations allow. Don't give me a hard time about it.
How long have you been working?
Just about 10 hours. My shift prior to this was 15 hours, and I've only had a 3-hour nap.
We're wasting time. Let's get started.
Right. Bridge, Takai Kiryu and Ali Hisaka will now commence work on the exchange of the 88th armor plate.
Roger. I'll unlock the damaged armor plate. The spacecraft will arrive in about 30 minutes. The replacement armor plate will be on that spacecraft, so make sure the damaged armor plate is removed from the ship before then. I don't like the looks of this. What's wrong? The sun is acting a little bit weird. Back Back when I was in school, they showed us these videos of solar abnormalities near the Earth's sun. Benicia's sun is beginning to look a lot like those videos. We have to make sure that Allie, no, everyone, makes it back into the ship. Bridge calling all workers on the exterior.
Well, this was a piece of cake. Over on that side, we had to replace the connecting plates because they were fused. Unbelievable.
That must have been a pain.
Makes you think twice about just volunteering to work on the exterior.
Hey, what are you trying to say, Takai?
Well, I thought that you'd be exempt from working on the exterior of the ship.
Yeah, well, I hate being treated like an exception.
Your father was the captain of the Maizuru, wasn't he?
You knew?
I heard from my father. He was a crew member aboard the Maizuru.
My father. My real father was on the number 2 guard ship Maizuru. Captain Jin Hisaka found me by the spaceport service facilities and adopted me. So you see, we're not blood relatives.
You were brought up by a nice family.
Did you also join the rebellion to take revenge for your father?
Not me. Vengeance has no place here. Our fathers died in a war. If we get caught up in who killed who, and who was killed by who, the war would never come to an end.
So you don't hate the kingdom?
I don't hate them, but I do think they're wrong. That's why I'm retaliating against them. That's all.
Well, good for you.
We're connected again.
Huh?
Get back in the ship at once. There's a chance of a major flare developing on Benicia's sun. Solar flare. Radiation within 8 minutes.
How long before it arrives?
About 8 minutes. A flare that size won't just be dangerous for Allie. It'll be dangerous for everyone. Hurry.
No problem. Allie, how long did it take you to get here?
About 10 minutes. I'm afraid that Miuri's predictions are off.
I don't know. Rumors have it Miuri is in love with a telescope.
Well, she wants to be an astronomer in the future. If she manages to survive the war, that is.
Exactly. That's why I think she's right.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing?
Being that I might die now, I wanted to make sure I do it with no regrets. How much do you weigh?
That's not a question for a lady.
I need the info.
Hurry! Quick, get inside here!
Where are you going? The hangar bay is that way.
Weight of the spacesuit, ship, relative speed.
What the heck are you mumbling about, Takai?
It's already been 7 minutes.
You're boosting too much. You're wasting fuel.
Don't you worry about it. Takai here. Open the number 6 hatch.
Roger, I'm on it.
What are you doing? I told you I hate special treatment.
I'm your direct superior. This is an order.
You jerk!
Takai's thruster power has reached 0. No!
I had to do it. The death of a beautiful person is a loss to all of humanity. Thanks for saving me and everything, but couldn't you be a little gentler next time?
Rescuing you was a pain. You could have sent out a distress signal.
Well, Peter, isn't that heartwarming?
Too well scripted. We can't use it.
What the hell's going on?
I just can't take this anymore.
Hi, get back to the engine room.
You don't understand. I need to get off this ship before we're all killed.
What's wrong?
He's been psychologically stressed to the limit since those guys died. And he lost it after that flare.
Allie, I need you to take that exam. You promised.
I have to see Takai first. It was you! It's all your fault!
What do you have to say for yourself?
Imari, please, stop it!
What's going on here? Who's looking after the firing control room?
We're not done talking yet.
Wait a minute.
What's with everybody? Calm down. Sensing neutrino and gravity waves. A civilian ship is warping out. The ship is registered to Kibi.
A civilian ship?
Incoming message from interplanetary passenger ship Shiratori.
Bring it up on the main monitor.
Daddy? It's Sonri's father.
Crew of the Amaterasu, I am Gent Wakana. I am the president of Wakana Rare Metals and father of Sonri Wakana aboard your vessel. I've talked to the Kibi government and have come to get your people. I want you to disembark the ship.
We can't do that.
Why not?
We have a contract with the Galaxy Network. Contract cancellation fees will cost us over 100 million credits.
You don't need to worry about that, Sanri. I can sell my company to come up with the money.
Daddy, no!
This is our only chance to buy your way out of this situation. Once they sink that ship you're on, I'll never be able to see you again. I have to do something.
But I still can't go home, Dad. If nothing else, the Kiwi government has said they want to indict us as rebels.
The people don't feel that way. Besides, the government and the kingdom have agreed to reverse their previous decision and will only indict the leaders.
Only the leaders?
The kingdom considers Kisuga Kanzaki, Takai Kiryu, Shinto Mikami, Ryo Mamiya, and Shinon Kuzuki as the leaders of this rebellion. Sanri, please understand. To your mother and me, you're worth more than money. More than the planet. Even justice. You must understand, you are the most important thing in the world to us. Please think this over. I'm not finished talking yet.
It's all right. We just need to let them think it over.
Everybody, get back to your stations. Okay, Sanri, you can go back to the firing control room.
Yes, sir. Uncle, how do you interpret Mr. Wakana's actions? Do you think the kingdom is behind this? It's the only explanation.
Yes, I can see that much without you telling me.
Uncle Tatsuma.
I went along with every step of your little plan. I understand that by signing that contract, you all gave up your ticket home and committed yourselves. But now, the kingdom is offering you a way out of all this. Are you really prepared to ignore this second chance?
Yes, we are. That's why we remained on this ship.
Then I understand, Mr. Wakana. If possible, I wouldn't have you risking your lives either. But...
Excuse me. I must return to the bridge. The crew disturbances are starting to get a little out of hand.
Now, all I can do is hope that your youth is enough to get you through this.
Well, there's Rio. Excellent. I guess that means the gang's all here now.
Okay then, let's talk about Mr. Wakana's proposal.
It's obviously a psychological ploy by the kingdom.
Now that this ship has suffered casualties, they've decided it's the perfect time to shake things up.
If we get off without a fight, we'll be giving the kingdom exactly what they want.
If they want to leave, they can depart right now.
Yeah, but how are we going to run the ship without them?
You know, we don't really need that many people to operate this ship. In fact, I think the engineering officer can fly this thing all by himself. Right, buddy?
Yes, that's possible, but
Yes? What is it, Officer Yuki?
there seems to be a problem with Kamioka.
I'll get a repair unit to check it out.
With all respect, sir, telling them what's broken will only make people more anxious. Allie, Sanri, could I have you two check things out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it looks like nothing more than a damaged cathode ray expansion tube.
Hey, Sanri, can I have a word with you before we get back on the bridge? If that's okay?
A word? With me?
I wanted to apologize for all of the trouble and worry I caused earlier today.
That's okay.
You're in love with Takai, aren't you?
But how do you know that?
It's not hard to tell. He's the reason you stayed on the ship, isn't he?
Allie, do you love Takai too?
Well, I don't hate him. For one thing, he saved my life when we were working on the ship's exterior.
You know, Takai talks about you a lot, Allie.
I hate to interfere, but if you truly love Takai, you'd better hurry up and tell him.
I can't tell him that.
You're afraid of what he'd say?
Of course I'm afraid. I have no idea how Takai feels about me.
Well, you'll never know if you never tell him, Sanri. You can't be satisfied just sitting close to him.
What's wrong with that?
In my case, it's a source of a lot of regret. I was satisfied just being close to him. That's why I never felt the need to tell him how I felt. But now that he's far away from me...
Far away? How can that be?
Captain Jin Hisaka of the 2nd Guard Ship Maizuru. He adopted me, a juvenile delinquent at the time. As time went on, I loved him very much. Not just as a father, but as a man.
I didn't realize.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm not in the habit of giving lectures. Forget I said anything.
Seriously? Are you already done checking Kamioka? The meeting on the bridge is over, so I wanted to film you working since it looked so interesting. Hey Dita? I have a favor to ask of you.
In an attempt to save the lives of the 73rd class of the Defense University, the Kiwi government will enter negotiations with the Galaxy Network. The conditions are for all aboard Amaterasu to surrender.
If we act now, we won't be charged as criminals. This is our chance to reconsider.
What, and sacrifice our captain?
This plan was his idea in the first place. His and the others.
And what about Shinon? Don't forget, she was against this whole idea right from the very beginning.
We don't want to go down with the rest of them.
You disgust me.
How's that sound to you?
Not my kind of show. But it could be good for the ratings. Let's give it a try.
Where's Sanri?
She's over checking the Kamioka.
I wonder what Sanri's gonna tell her father. Do you think she wants to get off? Hey, Takai, do you think you could persuade Sanri to stay on the ship?
You know what? That's her decision. It's not something we should get involved in right now.
But then everyone's gonna want to get off this ship. We only stayed because of peer pressure.
So you did too?
I don't know what to do. We can't just leave the ship while our friends are talking about fighting. But at the same time, I can understand the feelings of those who regret remaining on board.
So that's all it is.
But it's different with Sanri.
Yeah, how is it different?
I'm just saying.
Live broadcast?
3, 2, 1, go. Fellow crew members, thanks to the quantum sympathy communication lines of this ship and the Galaxy Network, this show is being broadcast throughout the galaxy. The declaration I'm about to make is based solely on my individual opinions. Sonri Wakana. I wish to also add that these are strictly my personal remarks.
Sonri.
There is a man aboard this ship, Takai Kiryu. I am in love with him. Sonri! Oh, wow, she said it! Some may not think this is enough of a reason to stay aboard, but to me, it is worth risking my life. Every one of us has our own reasons for risking our lives, and they're all valid if we believe in them. Right now, the feelings I have for him are very important to me. Father, Mother, I'm sorry. I will forever be grateful to you for providing me with every comfort. But I will not get off this ship. I'll stay on...
Main view screen. Roger.
Tell me, Admiral Elroy, is there any news from the enemy ship?
Hello, Admiral Fares. So, the second most powerful man in the kingdom has chosen to make this trip himself.
I don't have any time for this flattering nonsense. Just answer my question.
Yes, sir. The Amaterasu remains motionless in orbit around the planet Phoenicia.
Very well. They shall soon feel the full strength of the kingdom. Continue to keep an eye on them, that is all for now.
Since when is a sneak attack in the dark our strength?
Admiral Elroy, the more you criticize the stance of the kingdom, the harder it is to regard you as a true member.
Thank you. I'll be sure to take your warning to heart.
Mayuri, you're always watching the stars, whether you're in battle stations or on your break. Sure, that's why I stayed on the Albatross. Seems like everyone has a reason. Like for love. Sanri, declaring her love to the whole galaxy. The firing control chief still hasn't responded, has he? I don't know. And I'm not interested. Oh boy, you know you're allowed to show an interest in these things, Shinon. But why?
What we really need is another fireworks display.
Takai, you have to give her a straight answer, okay?
There's no escaping, not after a declaration of that kind. It was so sudden, I need some time.
There's nothing sudden about it, Takai. Sanri's had a crush on you forever. Well, is that so?
Being cute must really suck. Hey, old man, help me out here? Man, I can't believe you never picked up on it, Takai. Oh, come on, how was I supposed to know? It's not like I ever talked to her before we got on this ship together. Then I guess you're not very smart. Even I noticed watching you two. Yeah, I heard rumors about it. If you knew something, you could have at least told me about it. There's no way we could have told you. It was hard for us to accept, too. Are you saying you have a crush on Sunri?
Is that so?
Not really. It was just hard having my friend be more popular with girls than me. That kind of makes sense.
None of this matters. What are you going to tell Sanri?
Hey, excuse me. We're in the middle of a war. How am I supposed to worry about this stuff when any day could be our last? If we survive all this, I'll tell her then.
Actually, I think that's why you owe her an answer.
Anyway, we should all be thanking Sonri. After all, it was her declaration that unified us again.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I said, for our next load of supplies, instead of weapons, we need to... Yes, that's right. Oh, what are you doing in this area, Rena? Do you need that for the navigation control room? Paper cups? I wasn't talking to you. Okay, I'll write it out. I understand what you're saying, but I cannot guarantee that we'll be in this area when you arrive. It's quiet. That's a change. I bet it won't last. The kingdom is up to something. I wonder. They've lost 2 ships so far and failed with the classic plan to make us surrender. They're not going to play fair next time. Right there. New tritogravity wave detected. I'm receiving a message.
pirate ship, Amaterasu. Surrender or die.
What pirate ship?
It's pure black. If it weren't for the stars in the background, it would be invisible.
Because it's a space submarine.
Submarine Abukir. It's brand new, based on Acton, the Kingdom's second-best ship after their flagship Solomon. Its stealth features are highly advanced against both passive and active detection. The Acton has already used its features to sink 5 vessels in battle.
5?
Of those, 3 were sunk in battles they initiated on their own.
Wow, that's incredible. What's incredible is that Shinon can remember all that.
Their new ship, the Abukir, should be every bit as formidable. The Kingdom must have a lot of confidence in their new submarine to be showing us a picture of it.
Can we tell what features it has from the picture?
Technical Officer Shime and Aesop are presently analyzing the data, but we can't be sure that this image is genuine. We can only use it for reference.
The standard submarine fighting technique is really quite simple. Sneak up unnoticed and fire their laser cannon. If they attack us where the armor isn't as strong, we could be taken out with just one shot.
So then, it's a race to either find them first or be destroyed. Unfortunately, we have some bad news.
Isn't it repaired yet?
What are you talking about? The Kamioka isn't working properly. The electron development tube is damaged.
I thought you replaced that already.
Apparently, we were out of stock. Non-essential supplies have been getting a lower priority these days. So then, what do we do? How the heck are we going to beat that new submarine?
That's easy.
So what's your plan?
Our opponent is a submarine, after all, so we just have to find it.
And just how do you propose we do that, Shinon? I already told you the Kamioka isn't working.
There's more than one way to do this. We just have to look hard enough.
Hard enough?
Besides, we have a great observer with us. Rena, please connect this. Hurry. Close-range infrared, visible light, close-range ultraviolet. All filters test okay. Start with the dowsing, too. Roger. Aesop has just calculated the results. Place it over the map of Phoenicia. I've calculated the point where the enemy ship will appear. How'd you figure that out? A ship warping out is preceded by a small amount of residual movement, right? Usually that movement is accelerated through space toward the destination to make sure you stay on course. In that case, the enemy ship must be traveling here with great speed. Tell me, can you see it yet, Miuri? I'm checking wavelengths in all areas, but the target is too small and too fast. It would be a lot easier if they emitted as many photons as we do. But then it wouldn't be a submarine. What do the other devices have to say? Background radiation is negative so far. How many days before the enemy ship is within battle distance? About 5 to 10. We've got to find them before that. If only our search laser could find that ship before it's too late.
Invisible ships make for bad visuals. I'm not interested in outer space soap operas. I need real news.
I'm starting to think you have a pretty funny idea of what counts as real news. They're fighting for their lives, you know.
That silly girl, she's getting too involved.
This area of space is too bright. I'm sorry, but there isn't much we can do about that. Most of Henrietta is covered with a curtain of light. 42 nebulas of scattered light. A curtain of light covering space. What's that, Shinon? So, Shinon, what's your plan? Miuri, can I ask you to put all your effort into this? Ask me anything. With so much on the line, I don't care if you ask me to search through a million ants. Go ahead and ask the impossible of me, Shinon. You're great. So, what is your plan now, Shinon? We need to calculate the enemy's route and then move the ship so the curtains of light appear in the background of the route. But that won't work because the Great Orion Nebula also gives out electromagnetic waves. It would make the enemy's radiation emission even harder for us to detect. Our opponent is using a state-of-the-art stealth ship. It was a mistake to think about detecting the radiation released from the ship in the first place. Are you asking me to search with my naked eye? You've got to be kidding. The submarine's stealth functions should block the starlight as well as other radiation. As a result, it should appear as a black mark on the curtain of light. You're amazing. Easy for you to say. This is worse than looking for one ant in a million. Please, when we're done, I'll buy you dessert. I want 2 servings with ice cream. That's the only way I'll do it. Thank you.
Guess there's no choice. Go ahead, Shinon.
Thank you very much. Bridge to navigation control room. What is the estimated position of the enemy ship?
I have the figures.
I need you to reroute the ship so that the enemy submarine comes between us and the Great Orion Nebula.
Roger. We're now leaving the orbit of the planet Phoenicia.
Increase speed, leaving orbit.
We will now divide the area where the enemy ship is believed to be into 256 parts. Using the Southern Cross, we will conduct illuminated searches every 10 seconds. Once we've observed all areas, we will repeat our observation from Area 1. Chief Observer Akisato will compare these findings against data collected during the first round. Our job is to blow up and compare images of areas pointed out by the Chief Observer and provide her with feedback on anything that we find, no matter how trivial. Okay then, let's give it all we've got!
Yeah! We need a cheer for this.
Something inspiring.
Like, fight on, Amaterasu!
Too common. Then what about...
What?
For Sonri's love.
What? But why?
Well, I don't care what it is.
I didn't expect that from Allie.
You think it'll work?
Sure, why not?
Well, okay then.
For Sonri's love! Stop it!
I must be tired. Everything's just blurring together. Shinon, I'm finished comparing Area 24. Good. Now you can start on Area 36. Roger.
Little ant, where could you be?
The ant of the big city loves the hot springs, and the ant of the countryside loves the sauna.
I spotted something in Area 6.
Roger that. We'll compare the data in that area right away.
Where is it?
Increasing resolution.
Wow, it's so clear now.
But this...
Isn't it?
Correct. It's a piece of the ship from our last battle. Finished checking data for Area 6. Nothing unusual.
Right.
Still haven't found it.
We'll divide the area into 512 parts. We'll magnify the primary lenses and resume our search.
Isn't there any way to increase our chances of finding this thing?
I hear you're having some trouble finding that ship.
Hey, we're not done yet. We'll find it, no matter what.
That is excellent. That's what we need to hear. Keep up the good work, everybody. I'm gonna go get the plasma cannon ready. When you find that submarine, I'll finish it off with one shot.
You better finish it off, for Sonri's sake.
What's that supposed to mean?
Can I ask a favor?
Huh? Sure. As long as it's not a personal one, I'll consider it.
I'd never ask you for a personal favor. Besides that, we all decided to root for Sonri.
I get the picture. So?
Can I get you to fire some torpedoes?
Torpedoes?
Shinon, what are you getting at?
Well, I have no problem with firing them off, but if we can't see the enemy ship, I mean, seriously, how am I supposed to know where to aim them?
You can talk that over with Technical Officer Yuki. We're not actually trying to hit anything. The flashes from the explosions will be enough to create a silhouette of the enemy submarine.
That's true.
I get it. You want to use torpedoes as flare bombs. Can we do that?
Theoretically, I believe it's possible.
However, we're not actually going to get a silhouette unless a torpedo explodes directly behind the enemy submarine.
That's why we need to fire all of our torpedoes, to increase our chances of finding that sub by increasing the number of light sources.
There's still a problem with your plan. What if the torpedoes explode in front of the enemy ship instead of behind it? If that's the case, it'll only cast a shadow away from us, and we won't even be able to see it on the Amaterasu.
My goodness, you sure are Mr. Negative Pants, aren't you? You bet, and it's one of Kiska's better qualities. I guess that's one way of looking at it. I know what you mean, but even if that's the case, if there's even the slightest reflection, Miyuri is surely going to notice it.
But do you have any idea how much a torpedo costs?
About 2 billion credits apiece times 50 torpedoes is 100 billion credits.
But the Galaxy Network will never let us fire them all.
I'll allow it. Put on a light show. I'll deal with the budget issues.
Whatever you say, boss.
Flare bombs? That's Cadet Kuzuki's plan?
Yeah. Make sure our chances are 100%, all right?
All right, I'll try my hardest.
I imagine Shino, Kazuki, and you could become the best of friends. Her ideas are truly multidimensional.
Flashes confirmed close to the Phoenicia 3 planetary orbit.
What is the source of the flashes?
Believed to be the result of torpedo explosions.
Well then, who fired them?
Amaterasu did, sir. We've confirmed a total of 48 flashes scattered across the specific area.
Since they're fighting against the submarine, they must be trying to use the torpedoes like mines.
So you believe that the Amaterasu is attacking us without determining a target?
Isn't it admirable? They're valiantly fighting against us with so little time left. Ah, the folly of youth. Abukir will begin attacking in 10 minutes. We shouldn't have any difficulties destroying a ship that isn't trying to evade us or even fighting back effectively.
Mr. Press Officer, your attitude is obviously the result of a lack of battle experience.
You kids, what are you up to?
I found it! Hooray!
I'm so tired.
There's no time to waste.
Let's go, Sonri.
Right. We're counting on you. The rest is up to Takai.
Go get him. Don't forget my dessert.
Okay, it's all up to me now.
Finished inputting data on the enemy's location. AIM system RCS automatic mobile mode. Please take over control with the manual targeting. Permission granted to fire the plasma cannon. FCS activated. Plasma is charged. RCS activated. Firing in 5 seconds.
Alright, do it, Takai!
They're all mine.
2, 1. Confirming plasma cannon fire beam arriving in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Another flash confirmed in the Phoenicia 3 planetary area.
Source of the flash?
It appears to be an explosion caused by plasma fire. Secondary explosions are following.
Connect me with the Abukir at once.
Yes, sir.
Is something wrong?
I've tried hailing them on all frequencies, but I'm not getting a response.
I see. Conquistador, change course. We have to rescue the Abukir immediately.
What was that?
The show on the Galaxy Network will have all of the relevant details soon enough. Be sure to tune in. Right now, all that I can tell you is that the submarine Abukir has already likely exploded as a result of a direct hit from a plasma cannon.
Impossible.
We did it! Way to go, Takai. Yes, good work. And a very nice shot.
Listen, about your declaration. Given the, present situation, I want a little more time to think things over. I promise I'll give it serious thought.
Sure. I'm really embarrassed for doing what I did, but it feels as if a great weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I'll be waiting for your answer.
Out of respect for the lives and honor of the soldiers lost in battle, the kingdom must begin a full-scale war against the space pirates.
The kingdom has officially announced the defeat of submarine Abukir and the death of Admiral Ricardo Fares. They are referring to us as...
Uncle Tatsuma, what's happening? What did President Lao say?
He says planetary nation Shu welcomes Kibi's government in exile, Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu. But he did ask for one thing in return.
What? I'll never do it. There's no way.
It's a welcoming ceremony on behalf of the Shu Nation. What do you have against being invited as a guest, Shino?
Why do they need guests like us anyway? You think they would have invited the captain?
Well, they did, but we have a high-profile state dinner that we have to go to.
So who's we?
The Prime Minister, Rio, and me.
Well, aren't you guys special? The welcoming ceremony is open to the public, right? They're treating us like celebrities.
Why complain about that now?
What do you mean?
You girls are already big celebrities on the Galaxy Network Starship channel. It's because of the popularity of the show that the Shu government even let us have access to their spaceport. Sure, there may be political motives behind our hospitality, but given our need for basic supplies, don't you think it's in our best interest to take advantage of that?
But us, as celebrities? It's a brand new kind of exercise machine based on the movements of deep-sea fish. Stingrays. Even you can have the perfect body with only a 5-minute workout a day. It's so easy. What? No one said they were going to do anything like that. You don't watch TV, do you, Shino?
Come on, it's been on the air for about 2 weeks now.
You guys don't have a problem with this? It's all done with CG.
Apparently, it's all in our contract.
But why do they have to look like us? I use it every day. I do not use it. Where are Rena and Takiho going? Apparently they have been put in charge of acquiring the basic supplies for us. Lucky. I'd rather go shopping too. They'll be heavily guarded by the Shu military and won't be able to do anything on their own.
Hey, are you on your way to the welcoming ceremony?
Yes. Are you helping out with the supplies section, Chief?
I have to make sure nothing goes wrong while you're all away. We just had the kingdom officially declare war against us after all.
Oh, should we even be doing it at a time like this? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I think it's an important duty. Well, good luck.
Sorry I'm late. The group hosting the ceremony will be arriving shortly.
Shenlong. So I guess that's Shu's guard ship.
Why not once in a while? Viewers are gonna get bored if all they see is empty space.
It's called the Starship ship. Those who don't like outer space won't be watching it in the first place.
Sure, but audience ratings on Shu are the highest of any of the planetary nations, right? Besides, reporting on the welcoming ceremony is so news.
It's just that we have to watch our budget for this show. That fireworks display we put on the other day with those torpedoes was pretty costly.
Yeah, Peter, but you authorized it?
All right, just get us some interesting footage for the show.
There's hardly anyone here. Oh, maybe the nation's under martial law because we're docked here. Excuse me, Mr. Soldier. Where's the best place to eat around here? He won't talk to me. Rena, don't you think all 4 of them are cute? You think maybe the government did that on purpose, just for us? Rena? Oh yeah, I guess you're the shy one, aren't you?
Prime Minister Mamiya, you did so much for us while in power.
It doesn't appear as though the president has yet arrived.
Yes, well, the press conference must be running late. The whole nation is excited about the arrival of the Amaterasu.
Come on, what do you have to be nervous about?
Just because you have experience with this kind of thing doesn't mean you can...
Don't worry, you'll soon get used to it.
Wow, look at that food! Not fair!
This is making me hungry.
Well, you better get used to it, because you just ate your ration.
Nothing beats real Chinese food, though.
Hey, look at this. They just started the welcoming ceremony.
With us are the Amaterasu Operators, Shinon Kozuki, Miyuri Akisato, and Ali Hisaka.
I was afraid it'd be like this. It's in our contract.
And we have to win the public over.
So don't forget to smile. Hey, we've got 3 whole hours before we're supposed to return to the Amaterasu. What do you say we go shopping for clothes?
Planetary Nation Shu. They're nearby, aren't they?
Let me handle the stalking of our prey. I would like you, Admiral, to be in charge of finishing them off.
What do you mean, stalking?
I've already put all of the pieces into place, you see. So just you watch.
We want to thank all of our supporters. Furthermore, it is because of your support that the Shu government decided to take action. Thank you. Thanks for all the wonderful food.
This breaking news just in. The kingdom has officially declared war against Shu and is threatening to attack the planet. The Henrietta Planetary Alliance officially declares war against planetary nation Shu for their hostile actions.
The president is waiting for you. Look, what? What about Kiska?
He's not responding.
And Shinon's group?
Nothing from them either, but they seem fine on the broadcast.
What about Rena and Akiho?
I'm working on it.
Damn kingdom! How dare they?
Their objectives are quite clear.
Yeah, they want to keep us stuck here.
What do you mean?
We can't just abandon Shu and flee, can we now?
Although it would be wise to have a shuttle ready.
I'm working on it.
Wow, this should be exciting.
What's with the email?
It appears there's been a mishap on the Amaterasu. We must return to our ship immediately.
Rena?
I don't think we can trust that guard. I believe he already knows about the declaration of war.
What's going on here, Rena?
It appears there are traitors within the Shu military. Looks to me like a coup d'etat.
You're kidding!
We have to return to the Amaterasu before we become targets ourselves.
Oh no, what was that?
Don't move a muscle. I know who you are and what you're up to.
Hold it, young lady. What exactly do you think you're doing?
I just received word from the Amaterasu. The kingdom's just declared war against the Shu government, and I believe that there are officers within the Shu government military secretly communicating with the kingdom. That explosion a moment ago was likely caused by someone connected to this.
Contact headquarters now.
Yes, sir, right away.
This is so cool. It's like a real spy movie.
Never. I never dreamed I would ever have to do something like this.
What she is saying is absolutely true, sir. I have just been informed the government has received an official declaration of war from the Planetary Nations Alliance. In addition, there is an unconfirmed report that a group of officers has abandoned their stations and has taken over a section of the spaceport.
Which would mean that... Okay, I can see you're telling the truth. But what was it that convinced you that he, in particular, was communicating with the Alliance?
Well, you see, I noticed that he kept on looking at his watch. It was as if he knew that the kingdom was about to declare war against Shu. It is possible that his knowledge is limited to the time of the explosion. That is all I based my assumptions on, but as long as there was a possibility, I had no choice but to act as I did. If he turns out to be innocent, then I'll apologize.
Okay, but what should we do with them for now?
Please restrain this man and remain here. If that explosion we heard is what I believe it is, A rebel army will likely be here very soon. I recommend that you surrender.
I thank you for your concern, miss, but our job is to protect you and your colleague here.
It is for right now, but who knows? The next thing you know, you may be ordered by the Shu government to restrain us.
That might be true, but...
If you're so concerned for our safety, then I should point out that the likelihood of us getting shot is greater if we stay with you. We will make our own way back to the Amaterasu, at our own risk. That way, even if we ended up in a dangerous situation, I'm the only one that anyone can blame.
I understand. We don't want to be killed either. If the rebel army shows up, my men and I will surrender immediately. Until that happens, we won't move a step from here.
Thank you very much. Time to take action.
What do you mean? All we're doing is running back to the ship, right?
If we keep running in these uniforms of ours, we'll either be captured or killed.
Really?
I have a plan. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll do my best.
Okay. I don't really know how to say this, but this feels just like a spy movie. And you sure seem like a real spy to me, Rena.
That's because I am a spy.
Huh? Who would have expected this? The audience has more or less become protesters. From the looks of it, they could continue onto the presidential grounds.
The city must be in chaos. We've got a coup d'etat going on here. Police must be scattered all over the place.
Just because we all came. There's no time to worry about that. We need to get out of here. Right. I'll think of a way to escape.
You've got to be kidding me. Why should I be kidding? A live broadcast of the coup d'etat is a lot safer than giving a live report during a space battle, don't you think?
I don't know which is more dangerous, but you can't just spring this on me.
You've got to be more adaptable if you want to call yourself a reporter. Come on now. It just means you'll have to take a bit of a detour.
Shinon, Miuri, Allie, I have to speak with you.
What did Mr. Producer have to say?
It appears that we are in the midst of a coup d'etat. Coup d'etat? The kingdom has got to be behind this. I'm supposed to report on it while we're escaping.
Yeah, that figures.
There's no way they'd pass up an opportunity like this. Well, that's true, but in any case, we have to escape from here one way or another.
Well, then, tell me your plan.
Well, first, we're going to need to find some good disguises.
I don't get it. Why does stuff like this always happen to us?
The Shu government has been thrown into complete disorder, so you could show a little sympathy.
Yeah, right. We're the ones who need sympathy.
You might be right. The kingdom is using dirtier tactics than usual. Just like this, we can pass as employees from the duty-free store. We'll act like we're lost, and then we'll return to the loading docks.
But doesn't that mean we'll be walking right into where the fighting's occurring?
Yes, it's quite likely that we will.
If we died in a space explosion, we probably wouldn't have time to feel any pain. But I'll bet getting shot to death is very painful.
Well, I wouldn't know. I've never actually been shot before.
I want to ask you something. You know before when I asked you if you were a real spy, and you said that you were? I was wondering what you meant by that. Exactly.
What did I mean? Just like I said. I'm an agent for the Defense Force Information Section of the planetary nation of Kibi.
So you're a pro! All right! Wait a sec. Are you saying you were assigned to keep an eye on us?
Yes, I was at first. We'll continue this discussion later.
Hang on! I can't get the skirt done up.
Forget about fastening the hook, okay? We'll take the back entrance to the side gate, and then we'll make a dash for the loading docks.
All right. Oh!
Your vest will hide the tear.
Oh.
This way.
Wow, did you learn that in school?
I grew up in a rough neighborhood. Get in. Hang on.
Hey, it's from Rena. Are they okay? Apparently, yes. She says they're making their way back toward the loading docks.
Come on, they're not thinking of fighting here, are they? No, they wouldn't do that. If they did, they'd blow up their own spaceport. Only the kingdom would be happy then. So there aren't any signs that the coup d'etat forces will attack us.
They're too busy trying to secure the military base. The docking gate is closed now. And further back along the corridor, I've placed the pulse laser we use for breaking up space debris. Anyone who thinks they can get past that must have serious issues. I have a signal on Shinon's location. Huh? Where do they think they're going?
Why are they heading for the suburbs? Ugh, what are they doing? And why do they have to do it while I'm acting captain?
Just calm down, Takai. Like it or not, you're the captain right now, so keep it together.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sir, the President's office is hailing us.
Connecting to me.
Captain Wong, the President has requested that you join him immediately at the State Guest House.
What could the President possibly want from an old soldier like me?
There are high-level political decisions to be made.
Very well, then. Please tell the President I'll be there as soon as I can.
Is this the way your nation welcomes a guest?
I'm sorry that you had to witness such an embarrassing moment. I had no idea it would come down to something as dramatic as this. As a politician, I am very ashamed.
You were walking on thin ice. And now you're being hung upside down over a cliff.
Are you sure it's them?
No mistake about it. I know because I always watch that channel.
Well, did you want me to show you my ID card?
No, it would be better if I didn't see your ID card. Our cowardly government might try to get us to arrest you.
Thank you for helping us.
Don't you worry, girls. We'll do our best to protect you while the coup is going on.
If at all possible, we'd like to return to the Amaterasu. You wouldn't have a map of the spaceport, would you?
I have a map of the civilian area. The military base is top secret.
I guess we do.
The military base.
The military base? Why pick you up there? It's likely another request from the show.
You're right. So, do you think you can do it?
Do we get hazard pay?
Hey, Peter, are you listening to this?
I'll gladly pay extra for a great show. Just make it exciting.
How are the others?
Well, we haven't been able to reach them yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Shu government had a secret agreement with the kingdom.
If that were true, I doubt the leaders of the Shu government would be in such a state of panic. Remember that woman from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs who was yelling hysterically?
Oh, right, I get it. And you're trying to say that I'm just as bad as she is, right?
That's not what I'm trying to say. You held yourself together admirably while you were in the hall. And you displayed great dignity when the police came.
Yeah, well, I do have my pride after all.
What I'm saying is you were quite impressive because you retained your pride.
Yeah, you think so?
The root of the problem is that show on the Starship channel broadcasting the war between the Amaterasu and the Kingdom. It's just too popular on our planet.
So, you're saying strong anti-kingdom winds are blowing in a nation that had, up to this point, supported the kingdom?
At this rate, I will have to resign as president, and our nation will have no choice but to fight against the kingdom.
So, to avoid that, you plan on delivering me, my niece, and the Amaterasu's captain into the hands of the Alliance?
The gravitational pull is much weaker this far out, so it's a lot easier to climb.
Hey, you're right! Well, it looks like we're getting luckier, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. The airlock is over there. We'll exit into space and go around until we get to the Amaterasu.
We have to get the spacesuits now, right?
Rebel troops. They must be guarding this place.
What do we do?
Well, we either force our way through, or else we surrender. And I vote for forcing.
You mean we're gonna have to fight against those soldiers?
I'll jump out and be a decoy.
Hey, wait a minute. I can't use this thing. We're shooting at humans, you know.
We're in the middle of a war now. Shooting, whether it's a plasma cannon or a pistol, is exactly the same thing.
Yes, I know that, but...
I kind of figured you'd say that. I'll do it myself. If anything bad happens to me, you'll have to decide for yourself how to proceed. I wish you the best of luck.
Rena!
Who's there? Stop! Stop or I'll shoot!
How do you expect me to stop in here?
Rena! Rena?
There's no time. We must make our way to the airlock.
Oh!
Once we get past that door, I'll find a way to stop the bleeding. Then we'll get changed into the spacesuits and swim through space. If I can make it.
Be careful.
We're counting on you.
Roger.
They're sure going at it.
How close are we supposed to get to that?
I think we're okay over there, past that string of buildings. I can see broadcasting pods from the other networks. But those are unmanned pods, right? I don't see any other stations risking their reporters' lives. Don't worry about me now, Shinon. After all, storming into danger is one of the most respected forms of reporting, don't you know? Escaping should be our priority. Our plan is to get back to the Amaterasu. Please be careful. Don't be concerned. We're soldiers after all. The safety of civilians is our priority.
Be aware, if you hand us over to the kingdom, you will be in serious breach of the intergalactic treaty.
That's only if we recognize you as a government in exile. The current Kibi government is calling you a rebel army. And as for the kingdom, they have charged you as terrorists and space pirates. Laws to prohibit this sort of terrorist activity were passed way back in the 21st century.
In other words, what you're telling me is that it's your call, am I right? I'll cut to the chase. You must release us immediately and suppress the coup d'etat. If you're unable to do that, your citizens will rebel against you. You and I need to make a joint statement and declare war against the kingdom.
War?
I wonder what will happen if the Shu government hands us over to the kingdom.
We'll probably be publicly executed for leading a revolt or something.
Suppose this isn't a trap. Even if the Shu government doesn't hand us over, we still can't escape from here. However you look at it, they're going to close in on us.
If our intention was to run away, well, then we wouldn't have even listened to him.
But I'm guessing that it couldn't have been predicted, the way the situation has turned out here.
It sure was a cunning trap.
Even if we are captured and executed, I guarantee you, it won't end there.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
The kingdom doesn't quite realize it, but their real enemy is public opinion.
Rio.
If we are executed, it could cause a shift in public opinion against the kingdom. The Earth Alliance space forces will dispatch their battleships, and the kingdom will be doomed. I wouldn't mind sacrificing my life for that, because as a politician, it wouldn't be considered a failure.
Rio, are you crying?
Who, me?
My email. What?
I hope she got it.
Please, Rena. You shouldn't be talking.
I have to apologize to her.
I won't tell anyone.
I have to apologize to Shinon.
Rena? Rena! I promise I'll get you back to the ship. Let's get going. The area around the Shu military base is surrounded by the rebel army. But because they are evenly matched, the battle appears to be at a standstill. So, are those the grounds we told the navigation chief about? They can hardly be called grounds anymore. It doesn't matter. We're already asking for too much by asking him to land in the middle of a military base. It looks like they're on full alert. Deciding to meet here might prove to be too dangerous. Anyway, there's hardly any room at all for him to land. Yes, that's true. But with the coup d'etat going on, that may change. Shinon, please don't forget. We're still just inexperienced military cadets. Even though Shinto's grades in navigation might be excellent, he's still pretty new to all of this. The same thing could be said about you too, Shinon. And yet, we've already won 3 battles. at the pickup point. I will contact you when we arrive.
There you go. I collected a few things that we might be able to use. There's also a motorcycle downstairs if we need it.
So, what are you planning to do?
Nothing in particular. But in situations like this, I subconsciously revert to my survival training. So what now?
Miyuri, search the base top to bottom and find the power station. When you find it, Allie and I will move in and destroy it. After that, I want you and Miss Dita to go to the construction site and build some landing lights. Got it. Even if you cut their power, they've got to have a backup. It's the few seconds before the backup kicks in that I'm counting on.
I'm not like you, Mr. Mamiya. I don't send my people out into a battle that they can't possibly win.
Then you might just as well destroy your battleship. I mean, what's the point in having one if you're not going to use it?
No matter what I do, I know my career as a politician is finished.
Initially, a politician's goal is to prolong his political power. But how can the public possibly respect your authority any longer?
Judging from both a visual observation and studying the map, the power station has to be here. That means the power lines are relayed through there. So if we destroy this, the lights will go out for a good minute.
Okay, let's go.
It appears to be locked tight. What should we do? What would a great escape be without a little digging? We're gonna dig. Miss Dita, please keep an eye out. We should wait here until the shuttle arrives, so sit tight.
I agree. Who would have guessed that we'd be involved in a ground battle here?
But given the situation, your actions can be interpreted as the unjust confinement of the government in exile, along with the captain and press officer.
As I said, we cannot confirm this information given the present state of confusion. Give us more time and we'll see what we can do for you. That is all.
What?
They just keep giving us the same response.
I'm just not cut out for this negotiation stuff.
What's that? Something's approaching us. They're less than 2 meters in height.
Human?
Could they be enemy crewmen?
Good idea coming from the outside.
No, wait! Is that... Akio and Rena? Jet fuel. This is what it looks like from where we are. I'll give you the landing point in a moment.
Roger. 8 minutes to potential landing area. I'll wait for further instructions.
They've noticed.
Hold on a bit longer.
I need you, Honorable Captain Wong, to decide whether we should fight against the Kingdom's battleship or sink the Shenlong and surrender. I no longer have the right to give you orders.
We have received word that at this very moment, a shuttle that departed from the Amaterasu is en route to a ground base which is presently in heavy combat against the coup d'etat forces.
What are you getting at?
The Shu Air Force has the target in their sight.
Huh?
See what kind of a hotshot pilot I am.
Just in time. Miss Dita, let's go!
Gentlemen, my decision is to fight against the kingdom. That is what the vast majority of our citizens wish for. However, should the Shenlong be defeated in battle, I strongly suggest that you surrender to the Alliance forces.
What's that?
If we do so, it will give the Amaterasu time to leave the vicinity.
We've reached an agreement. Let's go.
Yes, let's.
Clear! Clear! One more time. No! Rena!
Are you out of your mind, you bastard?
Don't get so upset. I'm talking about standard practice. You'll have to do a funeral anyway, right?
How dare you explain her death, you vulture?
We're giving the audience the truth.
Shuttle here. I've safely picked up Shinon's group. We should be there in about 40 minutes.
Good work. Thank you.
Takai, is something the matter?
I'll tell you when you get back.
Tell me now.
Rena's dead.
She said she was on her way back from the hangar, didn't she?
Yes, Rena and Akiho took the outer space route to return to the Amaterasu. However, prior to getting in their spacesuits, they exchanged fire with the coup forces at the airlock, and Rena was fatally injured by gunfire.
All right. Give me the details when we return.
That would be best.
This will conclude the funeral services for Cadet Rena Satomi of the Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu.
Captain Wong.
Miss Kozuki, the deputy captain.
Well, quite an impressive lineup here today.
Oh, cut the crap. Now, shall we proceed with the agenda, Press Officer Herman? Press Officer, you say?
The Supreme Council Chairman has requested that Hans George Herman take command of the next operation.
What? But you can't do that.
Do you have a problem with the Chairman's decision?
I would appreciate your cooperation, gentlemen.
So what exactly are you planning?
There's hardly need for a plan. Our enemy has 2 ships, one led by kids, the other an old man. We will attack with 4 of the kingdom's most state-of-the-art vessels. This time, the Amaterasu will be stardust.
The 2 ships will move apart as battleship charges at high speed. Ikazumi will guard against the first attack, while the plasma is charging. Not enough time.
Shinon.
Huh? Engine Room Chief Koki, can I help you?
Well, it's nothing specific, but
If there's nothing specific, I'm going.
I understand about Rena, but you shouldn't blame yourself.
Look, what are you trying to say? I'm doing the best that I can. That's all I can do.
I'm sure that you are.
I'm not acting any differently. You're the one who's acting differently. I can't believe that you had the free time to stand around and make fun of me. I'm in a hurry.
Shinon, she's really edgy.
I understand, but it isn't good for her.
So, here I am. What do you need me to help you with today?
I want you to fight against me in a simulated battle. I thought that as captain, you'd understand best how an enemy commander would attack.
Oh, right, I get it. So you want me to be the enemy fleet, I take it?
Right. I'd like Technical Officer Shime to take the data from our simulated battle and apply it to the battle program.
Roger that. I'm interested to see what happens.
Shall we get started? Well, I clearly have the advantage in terms of number of ships.
We clearly have the advantage in terms of number of ships. In a 2-to-1 battle, we have an 80% chance of victory. We're practically guaranteed a win. That's obvious. The enemy might have the latest model, but the crew is merely a bunch of children. Since their parents aren't capable of disciplining them, we'll have to scold those brats on their behalf. We have the advantage in terms of numbers, so we'll send all our vessels and crash them.
Victory is mine.
While you may have won, you still lost 2 ships in the process. You already had the clear advantage. Could that really be their best strategy?
So I had to be victorious and intact? Come on, why didn't you tell me that in the first place, huh?
I'm sure that the kingdom will be using the most strategic plan.
We mustn't take the Amaterasu lightly. Why? If we want to be assured of destroying the Amaterasu, I suggest we request another battleship from our home planet.
Are you saying we need help to destroy them?
If we want to guarantee success. Please remember, the only objective of this operation is to sink the Amaterasu. To do this, we should allocate at least 3 battleships to fight against it.
Just to get rid of some lousy kids on a confounded pirate ship?
Are you forgetting, Belmont? Those kids on their pirate ship have already sunk 3 of the kingdom's battleships.
I win again.
This is difficult.
I just received some observation data on the enemy ships from Yuri. I've already uploaded it. We should give it another try.
Whatever you say, Shimei. I could do this all night.
Thanks, Kiska.
With this operation, we will corner the enemy with both close and long-range battleships. We're fighting in the traditional style of the kingdom. Are there any objections to this?
All I said.
Admiral Belmont, Admiral Elroy brings up some interesting points.
He what?
However, if we did try to create a situation where victory was assured using 5 battleships, wouldn't the infamous pirate ship simply run away from us?
Even if that happens, it's still a victory for the kingdom. If they escape, they're finished. The Galaxy Network will broadcast the situation live, and the Amaterasu will lose the public support.
Allow the Amaterasu to escape? How can you even consider that? Have you no respect for the memory of our soldiers, who sacrificed their lives fighting against those pirates?
Very well, then. In that case, I ask you to attack with your 3 ships against the Amaterasu. I don't need your help. I will then destroy the Shenlong with my Conquistador.
Are you using that strategy again?
Sure, because it's perfect. I win again. I'm certain that the kingdom will be using this strategy.
If the front 2 ships went around to the side, the battle would be over even sooner. Maneuverability is one of the Amaterasu's weaker points.
Oh, right, I see. So if I adjust the intercept trajectory and vessel acceleration, I could do even better.
That's a bad thing, remember?
If we want to be sure to sink the Amaterasu, we must use 3 ships.
I understand that, but that would mean the Shenlong and the Conquistador would be fighting one-on-one.
The Conquistador has experience in 3 one-on-one battles, and has won every time.
Using this opportunity to brag about your past battles, Admiral Elroy?
I don't have a problem with this plan. After all, having 3 vessels to help sink the pirate ship will make our job that much easier.
I also support Captain Elroy's plan.
Something wrong?
Tell me, this battle will be airing on the Galaxy Network, if I'm not mistaken?
Is there a problem with that?
If a ship like the Conquistador, sent from the Alliance to join the Kingdom's force, is continually sent to the front line, it could raise debate as to the fairness of the Kingdom.
Why is that suddenly an issue now?
It means that it is important that we win using traditional battle strategies.
In which case, we should stick to our original plan, that of sending 2 ships to attack the Amaterasu and the Shenlong.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Let us show the entire galaxy what the kingdom is capable of.
I just can't seem to win at this.
How many consecutive wins is that for me?
Can I change the parameters?
Please go ahead.
Change whatever you want until you're happy.
Wow! A battle plan?
I'm sorry, Miss Dita, you can't film here.
I didn't bring my camera with me. Besides, I don't have a clue what any of this means. I've got it.
Are you sure it's safe, having those people on the bridge? I thought that it might possibly help put the minds of the crew at ease. Have you reviewed the Amaterasu's letter? The one that lists all of their requests. I can understand their need for a transport ship, but what in the world do they want older model shuttles and boosters for? What was your impression of Miss Kazuki, Amaterasu's deputy captain, when you met her? Well, I don't know. Lately, everything seems confusing, doesn't it?
Sir, Captain Kanzaki and Deputy Captain Kazuki of the Amaterasu have arrived.
What the? Can you please explain the cartoon cat?
Oh, sorry about that. The Galaxy Network told us that viewers sometimes have difficulty following red dots, so I drew the character.
Please begin your explanation.
Sir. The heavily armored cruiser Conquistador is equipped with one 4,000 caliber plasma cannon and one 300 petawatt class laser cannon. The small side ship accompanying it, codenamed Dragonfly, is disconnected from its foresection 2 hours prior to this. It's equipped with only a pulse laser. The other mid-sized ship, the Hammerhead, has nothing in the front section, but it is theorized that its armor is very thick. It's believed that attack weapons are along the sides of the ship. The smaller ship accompanying them, codenamed Hedgehog, is equipped with 4 laser cannons. So far, we have no confirmation on any torpedo-type weapons on board.
Wait, I'm confused. How does the Dragonfly plan on fighting us? With nothing but a pulse laser, its range is very short. It would be shot down before it could get close enough.
I've never heard of a battleship that separates from its force section.
There has to be something else going on here. Do you have any theories on what it might be, Miss Kozuki?
Our artificial intelligence has come up with a theory. It may use short warps to approach quickly for close-range battles.
Short warps?
Is that sort of thing even possible?
It is, if it has a computer designated to calculate warp coordinates. And so, according to our technical officer, we should acknowledge the separated force section as a completely separate attack system. We have no choice but to point the ship toward the enemy vessel and counterattack with our laser cannon. We have little chance of success countering with our own pulse laser.
The Shenlong's maneuverability would definitely be an asset.
Can we have you engage them?
That may be best, since the Shenlong's plasma cannon is not powerful enough to tear through the Hammerhead's front armor.
The Conquistador, accompanied by the Dragonfly, has sunk a total of 3 Alliance battleships. I hate to ask you to fight against a ship with such an impressive track record.
Now then, what about our course and speed? Have you considered that?
We have already inputted the course the enemy fleet is estimated to take. Please observe the results of a simulation based on this presumption. This is the Amateras's battle plan.
I can't believe it. And such clear results for an uneven fight.
So that's what you need the older model shuttles for?
Yes.
Can we actually pull this thing off?
Yes, we can. We are certain that the enemy will come at us in this manner.
You're certain?
We better be. We tested every last strategy imaginable.
I don't know. This is all just based on raw data and conjecture.
Please excuse me, sir, but strategy extrapolations are essential to modern warfare.
But your predictions are still...
Actually, our predictions are based on experience.
I shall make preparations in accordance with your requests. Is that everything you need? What a surprise.
Sir?
I was just thinking, when serving as a soldier for too long during peaceful times, it seems we start to believe that the theories used in war games are absolute truths. Their strategies would never have occurred to us, given our lack of actual combat experience fighting real battles. Times are definitely changing. However, it's hard for people to change.
That's true.
Many, many years from now, historians will be judging the actions we take today.
We'll have to make some changes to the strategy.
Yes.
down. Wait. What is it? I think you should apologize to the engineering chief. Huh? Why? Huh? She really doesn't get it. Huh? In any case, you should at least say sorry for snapping at him. Wait, Miyuri! What are you talking about?
We're gonna have to send a tracker to compensate for non-serial motion. Check the nose.
Okay, got it. Give me a hand. There we go.
Chief Koki, how are things going?
Hi. The Shu government really came through for us, didn't they?
Oh, did they really?
We'll be able to increase our speed in accordance to the plan. I hear you made some unreasonable demands again.
I guess.
Oh, I didn't mean that as a complaint or anything.
I've been a little hard on everyone, haven't I, Engineering Chief?
Engineering Chief? So formal.
How about old man?
Please don't call me that. That's a relief.
Huh?
You don't need to do everything yourself. We're all fighting this together, okay?
Right. Thank you very much.
Hey, stop slacking off!
When the impossible becomes possible, you have to rethink things.
We'll repeat the feedback testing for the firing delay circuit 20 times, okay?
List 5210. Check parameters.
Check.
Next, check ACCS.
Check.
Now, the kingdom should be arriving any minute. Dita, how are things with the Amaterasu?
The Amaterasu and the Shenlong tag team are first deploying older model carriers, likely as guard ships.
The enemy fleet is within torpedo firing range.
Frontline carrier group, fire torpedoes.
Firing of torpedoes confirmed.
The Amaterasu is proceeding toward the anticipated battle area. First wave of torpedoes has been fired.
Right. This ship will continue at its present speed.
Frontline vessels Mariana and Leyte move toward the Amaterasu and the Shenlong at maximum combat speed.
I don't care which side wins, as long as the ratings are good.
The Amaterasu is currently engaged in an operation against the Kingdom fleet. Battleship Conquistador and the Dragonfly are on one side, and the Hammerhead and the Hedgehog are on the other.
The Hedgehog? How dare they refer to the Mariana like that?
Confirmed. Torpedoes fired from the ship ahead.
What are they thinking? Firing torpedoes from such a distance. Move the ship away from them. They won't hit us.
What should we do about the two approaching shuttles?
They're probably loaded with mines or explosives. Make sure to get rid of them first.
We will counterattack as soon as they enter firing range.
Captain Belmont, there's a message from Admiral Lee.
Yes, Admiral, what is it?
Our ship is heading directly toward the Amaterasu.
I know that.
I imagine the enemy carriers will be taking a detour, so I wanted to check with you first as to when we should open fire.
Don't worry. It's under control. Speed up after the detour.
Mariana has destroyed the two enemy shuttles. It continues to head toward the Amaterasu.
Our ship Leyte is proceeding toward the Shenlong at maximum speed.
Very well, then. The Conquistador will follow and enter within firing range of the Shenlong.
The Shenlong isn't moving. Is the Amaterasu proceeding alone? What are they thinking?
The Hedgehog is accelerating as expected.
Be ready to fire the plasma cannon.
Roger. It worked like a charm. Now the enemies are separated, like you planned. The battle has begun. First, we must defeat the Hammerhead. Don't worry, my Decai won't let us down.
You don't know that.
Faith in love, right?
Shinon, let's get started.
Okay.
Listen up. We'll head toward the Hammerhead at maximum speed. All crew, brace yourself for acceleration.
The Amaterasu is accelerating.
I see. Then we will accelerate as well.
The Shenlong is starting to speed up. Strategic Frankly, it's far too soon for that.
What?
Why?
At this rate, the Shenlong will be engaging the Conquistador and the Dragonfly before the Amaterasu can even get anywhere near them.
Get the Shenlong online. This wasn't the plan.
Joint battle communication.
The Shenlong isn't responding.
Disconnected.
What's going on?
Severed.
I'm not sure, but the Shenlong may have decided to start accelerating deliberately so that we won't be able to help them.
What are you talking about? Are they that confident that they can win without us?
I'm afraid not. Should the Shenlong be sunk, the Shu government will have no choice but to surrender to the kingdom.
That still doesn't make any sense.
If the Shu government were to surrender, we would have no reason to stay in this area in space.
Wait, are you saying that the Shenlong is trying to get sunk to let us escape?
We must continue with our plan.
Our ship will continue with the plan.
Both the Conquistador and the Dragonfly are approaching our ship head-on.
BTCS update. Clearance through.
All hands prepare for battle.
Enemy ship is continuing to accelerate. It has already surpassed 5 Gs.
5 Gs? It looks like the enemy ship has added a booster of some kind. A booster? You realize their main weapon is a 4600mm plasma cannon. No ship can withstand that from close range.
Recalculate the position of the approaching enemy.
Captain!
What is it now?
At this rate, the Amaterasu is going to get past us.
What? How could they get past our ship?
First, we avoided the torpedoes, and then we needed to destroy the shuttles. On top of all this, Amaterasu's speed exceeded our estimates.
Even if we turn around now, there's no way we could catch up. Damn, they planned this! Contact the other ships. The Mariana has been lured into the pirates' trap, and so we have no choice but to terminate our part of the plan. We wish you success in your upcoming battle.
One-on-one. The pirate ship dodged the Mariana? Can the Hammerhead beat it one-on-one?
Let us hope that Admiral Lee is successful. We will focus on crushing the Shenlong, which is almost in range.
I thought the Shenlong was staying behind his backup.
This strategy doesn't make much sense to me either. Conquistador, proceed at maximum speed. We will move into firing range of the Shenlong.
For the Starship channel. We are reporting on this battle live from on board the Amaterasu. After dodging the enemy ship Hedgehog's attempt to intercept with an incredible acceleration of 5 Gs, the Amaterasu is currently on its way to challenging the Kingdom's armored bombardment ship Hammerhead in a one-on-one battle.
The Amaterasu is still accelerating at 5 Gs.
Increase the space analysis functions of the battle coordinate grids and scan the area again. Charge up all of our weapons immediately. Increase range precision.
Bringing up an image of the Amaterasu.
Receiving irradiation on the firing radar. Both ships should be within reach of our long-range weapons any minute now. Amaterasu.
Message from Operation Commander Herman. The lady is not to engage the Amaterasu and must rejoin the Mariana immediately.
Shall we change our route? Do you believe we can escape from the Amaterasu, even at the ship's maximum speed?
It's highly unlikely, sir.
Then is there any reason for the Amaterasu not to fight us?
Not that I know of.
Leaving one option.
A flash from the Amaterasu.
Analysis results?
Believed to be plasma, paired with magnetic field disturbances. Solid bombs, many of them, scattered in a cone formation. It's believed to be a plasma coil gun, 2 minutes before the bombs reach us.
So here we go. Evade them! Fire back as soon as we get a lock on them.
Dispersion system operating normally. 1 plasma cannon and 1 laser cannon are both out of commission, sir.
Not a problem. We can still beat them with our remaining weapons.
The enemy ship has fired its plasma cannon. It will reach us here in 3, 2, basic maneuvers, maximum speed!
The plasma cannon has hit the Hammerhead, not a direct hit.
Get ready to fire our second shot!
How's the Shenlong? It's being attacked by the Dragonfly's mini-ship, but they're holding on.
must be counterattacking!
The Dragonfly's miniship is short warping again.
Repeated close-range attacks using a pulse laser. So this is how the Dragonfly fights.
I'm forwarding the enemy data onto the Amaterasu as we get it.
Thanks. How is the Amaterasu doing?
They're winning so far.
That's good. We'll keep the enemies close to us until the Amaterasu sinks the hammerhead.
Fire laser cannon! Firing laser cannon!
The enemy laser cannon has hit our core armor. Firefly emergency anti-heat mode in effect. Heat has not penetrated the armor. System reactivated. Main cannon is fully recharged.
Fire at will! Roger that. Firing main cannon.
Main cannon has been fired. Beam to hit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a hit! A direct hit of the plasmasphere. The hammerhead is disintegrating. Main engine has exploded. The ship structure has completely collapsed. The ship is destroyed.
The Amaterasu has sunk the hammerhead.
Very well done.
Admiral Lee. Have Lady change course to pursue the Amaterasu. Have Mariana do the same.
But why?
I don't have the time to explain right now.
Yes, but I'm the operation.
If you don't want your valued prize running away from you, do as I say. Eliminate the Shenlong.
We should maintain our speed as we approach the Conquistador.
The Conquistador is changing course. The Dragonfly is also changing its course. It's heading toward the Amaterasu. The Hedgehog is outside of firing range, but it's pursuing us from behind. The Shenlong will be within the Conquistador's firing range momentarily. Captain Long.
The Conquistador is approaching. Reduce thruster power by 25%. Further reduce pace of turning. Allocate energy to main weapon. We've reached our radiation level limit. Heat penetration percentage increasing.
Come around now.
Fire the laser cannon.
An enemy laser cannon has hit the Shenlong. Temperature of the ship's surface is increasing. Their heat dispersion system seems to have reached its limit. What's happening inside, then?
Planetary Nation Shu has accepted the unconditional demands to surrender presented earlier by the Henrietta Planetary Nation's alliance forces.
It's like you heard. The Amaterasu will leave the Shu star system.
Just a minute. Who told you that you could run away?
Peter!
This is the strategic plan. The strategic plan takes precedence over anything that you...
Your strategic plans were scrapped the moment the Shenlong dashed out on its own.
But,
Are you saying you guys are gonna run away without avenging the Shenlong? Can you really live with that?
It's 1 against 3. We have to retreat.
The Conquistador is closing in from the side, and the Hedgehog from the stern at top speed. In addition, the Dragonfly's miniship has just appeared in our path. It seems to have gotten there via short warps. They beat us to it.
Looks like you'll have no choice but to fight. Now what'll you do?
Shinon?
Shinon, where are you going?
I really need to go to the AI room to confirm something.
What's going on over there?
An operations meeting.
Have you come up with a plan? There's no choice but to warp our way out. You mean from here? As it stands, we're gonna die. I don't care what the Galaxy Network says, we have to do it. I understand, but I hate to bring this up right now, but the reason we're on the verge of being killed is because you and Kiska brought up the idea of buying the Amaterasu to fight against the Kingdom. You understand that, right? It wasn't us. Who was it then? Technical Officer Shime.
After much consideration, I don't think that you should try it. Though I'm sure you already know. Warping in this area of space means we can't determine where we'll reappear.
Yes, but the enemy ship has been warping in and out with no problems.
They're being reckless. One of these days, they're bound to run into a warp miss and vanish.
That just isn't good enough.
I know how you feel, but...
How can you act as if this has nothing to do with you? Shinon, Rio told me that you're the one who came up with the plan to buy the Amaterasu and drag us into a war with the Kingdom. You've led us into a battle that we have no chance of winning.
We do have a chance. If the Earth Alliance forces would only send a fleet, everything would be fine. Unfortunately, they don't seem to want to get involved.
Is that really it?
That's it. All I did was explain the possibility to Rio and Kiska. Let's continue this debate after we survive the situation.
Please accept my apologies.
Well, given our current situation, we have no choice but to just warp out of here. I understand that. I'll rework the program and do my best to allow you to execute an accurate warp.
Thank you. Please return fire.
I'm trying.
I can't follow them.
Shinto, turn our bow toward the enemy.
I can't do it, unless, of course, the enemy ship happens to warp out.
What? It's gone again. But they'll be back.
Well, I guess my job's done for a while.
I'm deploying Kasumi and Ikasumi.
Thank you.
Sorry I'm late.
How'd things go?
Prepare to warp.
So you're running away after all, are ya?
We're not running away. This is a plan to destroy the dragonfly.
Destroy it?
I hope you're aware of what'll happen if we warp in a place like this.
Whatever happens isn't your fault.
Fine, then just do it. But don't blame me for wherever we end up.
Do whatever you want.
All units prepare for warp drive. Let's get out of here.
All units prepare for warp drive.
Understood. Switching all systems to warp priority mode. Confirmed warp execution program updates.
I can't determine an exit point.
Doesn't matter.
Activating neutron generator. Synchronize when it gets close enough to us. Please enter the approval code.
In order to destroy the dragonfly with a warp intervention, we're warping.
The dragonfly is warping out! Kasumi and Ikasumi are now operating at only 40%. Activate gravitational waves emitter.
The capital.
Warp jump completed.
Have each unit report their condition.
All engineering personnel are safe. Same with firing control. Navigation control has also reported in. I checked on the Prime Minister too, and he's confirmed that he's safe. Miyuri, could you please report on our current location? Let's see. It appears that we're at least within our galaxy. Aren't you able to determine our exact location? I'll see what I can do.
If the kingdom comes after us now, we're done for sure.
Right. I mean, there's no way to guarantee that they won't be coming after us.
Exactly. Not only that, we could be right in the heart of the kingdom's territory. Or an even worse scenario would be if we were somewhere far away from any inhabited planet.
I have our location. We're in an area close to the galaxy center, about 60 light years away from the Shu star system.
Huh?
It's a neutral area. Getting supplies should be easy.
That's great. Let's contact AGI and order supplies. Stand down from combat stations. Go to level 2 combat stations. Have all personnel take turns getting rest.
Stand down from combat stations. Downgrading to level 2 combat positions. All personnel take turns resting.
Good work, Shinon.
You too.
Was there a problem at you-know-who's place?
Yes. I guess we should probably discuss what we're going to do.
Good work, guys. Now everybody take turns getting some rest.
You too, Chief?
Oh, I'll rest after I check a few things. We've been pushing the ship hard.
You're so dedicated. Let me help you.
There's a first.
I'll bet you were so worried about Takai it was making you sick. No, it's not like that. No need to pretend. Everyone on this ship already considers you two a couple.
Hey, stop the gossiping and get some sleep.
Okay, but it's lonely sleeping by yourself. Huh? Shinon? What's up with her? Don't know. Because you and Kiska brought up the idea of buying the Amaterasu to fight against the kingdom. You understand that, right?
It wasn't us.
Who was it then?
Technical Officer Shime.
We do have a chance. All I did was explain the possibility to Rio and Kiska.
Oh my god. What are we doing?
They're near the center of the galaxy and 60 light years from the Shu star system. They've ended up in an awfully remote location. No, I haven't managed to contact them directly yet. Yeah, I'll get back to you.
Oh, hi, Peter.
So how long do you think it's been since you warped?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just thinking about calling you.
It's a little late for sorry.
What's the matter? Were you worried?
If something were to happen to the Amaterasu, we'd have no show.
Is that all?
Well, sure, I worry about you. You're about the only reporter I got who's gutsy enough to put herself on the front line just for a show.
You could try being a little bit nicer to me. They're doing quite well for a bunch of kids, don't you think?
Of course they're doing their best. I can't imagine they want to die.
The Kingdom had 4 ships against R2. It's not exactly a situation that you expect to survive.
Yeah, I must say dodging the Mariana and sinking the Hammerhead was quite impressive.
Peter, you're smoking way too much. You should cut back.
So the result of them letting you get away is the situation you're in now, right? It's nice that you survived. However, don't forget that we don't have a show unless there's some exciting action.
Hey, by the way, Peter, whatever happened to the Dragonfly's mini-ship?
I hear it got sucked into the warp and disappeared. But more importantly, it seems the Supreme Council Chairman has just died.
What?
They finished making the official announcement just moments ago.
The Kingdom? What a mess. Okay, I'll be right there. Sorry to keep you.
This place looks like a battlefield.
I can assure you it's safer than a real battlefield.
But I can still sense plenty of danger around here.
One moment. Will the Foreign Affairs Minister be there? You've got to be kidding. It's a state funeral for the Supreme Council Chairman. How could we have a state funeral without the top officials from the Earth Alliance present? I'm telling you, it's your job to make it happen. This is your chance to prove that you are actually competent. Sorry about that. Please go ahead with your report.
Report to you?
Excuse me for being blunt, but since I represent the Supreme Council Chairman, you report to me.
You represent the Supreme Council Chairman?
I've taken on the responsibility of handling the state funeral, so...
Without my authorization?
Well, it was an emergency.
Nevertheless...
I need you to look after the representatives from the various nations from behind the scenes, press officer. You will be the face of the Henrietta Planetary Nations Alliance.
I can see now why you're known as the Supreme Council Chairman's right-hand woman. I'll enjoy working with you.
My focus has always been how to best serve the Alliance.
I will have Admiral Elroy fill you in on the details of our last battle. I have to go prepare for the funeral. Please look after the rest.
By the way, Admiral Elroy, you used to be captain of Planet Cordova's battleship, isn't that right?
Cordova may not need its own guardships anymore, but I am still a captain.
Well then, let me get right to the point. Will you join forces with me, Admiral Elroy? It seems the Amaterasu has survived.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to utterly destroy the Amaterasu. The Alliance's proud history of never losing a battle has been tarnished, all because of that pirate ship. And since the chairman's sudden death, it is crucial that we destroy the Amaterasu, not only to regain the public support, but also to maintain our balance of power with the Earth Alliance.
I see. That's very clear.
First, I can arrange for the return of any of your old crew that were transferred. I want you to consider this a sign that you can trust me now. It's gonna take a whole week? Well, I guess just get it to us when you can.
We'll get it to you as soon as possible. Since that little mix-up with the last delivery was our fault, we'll do whatever we can to make it up to you.
We're counting on you.
So, the supplies are gonna take a week. Are we gonna make it?
Sure, if we're not attacked.
Everyone and their dog knows it. I think Shimon's the only one aboard this ship who hasn't figured out that you have the hots for her, old man.
So, Shinon doesn't know.
Well, she's bound to figure it out eventually. You think so? Sure. She'll fall for you, no problem.
Excuse me. No, we shouldn't. Not here. Excuse my intrusion!
Shinon, did you want something?
I was hoping to discuss the Amaterasu's future plans with you.
Oh, right. I was just on my way to the Admiral's quarters for the very same reason.
To see Tatsuma?
Do you mind if I meet you there?
Oh, okay. Sure. What are they thinking? At a time like this?
Let me give you a ride to the spaceport. Losing the Supreme Council chairman is like a ship losing its captain. Someone must quickly take the helm. Otherwise, the ship will start to drift, though I'm sure you understand that much.
What do you plan to do about the Amaterasu?
You know, it's a very unlucky ship. Are you still concerned about those kids? Careful not to lose sight of the bigger picture by getting caught up in all the little details.
I'm just a soldier. I do what I'm told.
I think of you as a man who can unite the military and lead them into the future. In fact, when I become Supreme Council Chairman, I plan on selecting the Conquistador to be the new flagship under the command of the Supreme Council.
Official flagship of the Supreme Council?
It will be the symbol of a new beginning for the kingdom, one based on great power. Needless to say, you will be the captain. We will redesign the interior to VIP standards. It will be a very luxurious ship.
The battle at Shu was devastating. I understand that. However, we cannot suddenly show signs of being timid right now.
With all due respect, I'm not being timid. I am ready for the upcoming battles.
That's good.
Only...
Only what?
If the primary objective of our battles to this point was to get the Earth Alliance involved, then shouldn't you have made that clear to all of the crew members before this all started? Shinon, you shouldn't.
No, you've misunderstood. The involvement of the Earth Alliance was only one of a number of possible outcomes. And besides, the battle plans undertaken have been far from ordinary. And you were under no orders to follow them. I joined you because I was moved by your strong feelings. You attempted to protect Kibi, our home planet, and tried to prevent it from losing its identity after the kingdom conquered it.
I already know that, but that's not why I'm here now.
Shinon, stop being so rude.
It's okay. When we're done resupplying, I'm going to visit Earth. I plan to find out what the Earth Alliance thinks about what the Amaterasu has been doing. By stressing the fact that we're a government in exile, we may be able to find a way out of this.
So you're going to sway the opinions of the Earth Alliance Council? What about everything we've already done? What did we do it all for?
I won't let it go to waste. I'm a politician. I have to use every option available to me.
Political options.
But let's just try to remember one thing. I'm not the one who chose to fight this war. You are.
Who's there?
Hi. Sorry, Shinon, I didn't mean to startle you.
Engine Chief?
This place is so relaxing. Miyuri comes here a lot to watch the stars, doesn't she? Can I sit beside you?
Sure.
Is everything okay?
Huh?
You looked upset earlier, so I was concerned.
Oh.
If you don't want to tell me, don't feel like you have to.
Oh, thank you very much. But really,
Come on, it's not something you need to thank me for. Recently, one of the Amaterasu's antimatter engines, well, of course it does have two of them, but oh, well, I'm sure you already know how all that works, Shinon. Whether it's working properly or not isn't really the point.
Do you mind if I sit with you like this for a little while?
No.
What's going to happen to us from this point on? I wonder if we made the right decision by staying on this ship. Do you think we would have done what we did if we knew that people like Rena and Iriki were going to die?
That is a tough one. But since we can't very well go back, we can only do our best now.
Do our best now?
You've been doing your best all along, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just need to keep doing it. At least for now, Shinon.
Right.
I, Commander Hopkins of the Conquistador, do hereby return to this ship together with Connery and Bryan.
Welcome aboard, gentlemen.
Thank you. It's like we're returning to our home. Captain, I've heard the stories of your heroism. That pirate ship from Kibi, the Amaterasu, was it? Looks like a fun prize to go after.
Yes, I hate to put you to work so soon, but we're departing immediately to pursue the Amaterasu.
Well, let's do it. I'm excited already.
Admiral Elroy, how soon do you think you can launch?
Anytime.
The fleet to vanquish the Amaterasu will consist of the flagship Conquistador, the Mariana, the Lisa, the Levant, and the Acton. The Levant has gone ahead to observe the enemy. Conquistador will be joining the Mariana and the Lisa. Acton will follow as soon as they are finished resupplying.
I thank you for returning my crew to my ship.
There's no need to thank me. You may express your feelings with results, Captain Elroy.
All units, prepare for departure!
Supply ship Tsukuyomi is in transit here without any incidents. They should arrive here ahead of schedule.
That would be very helpful. Thank you for your cooperation.
When you're finished dealing with the supplies, would your crew consider visiting Palmyra?
Palmyra is where your headquarters are located, isn't it?
Yes, it's a neutral area, so we can help with the maintenance and repair of your ship. AGI would also like to host a feast in honor of your dedicated crew.
Oh, that would be very nice.
And I thought you should know, headquarters has also contacted us about sending former Prime Minister Mamiya to Earth.
I apologize for demanding such favors.
Not a problem. Please consider this a part of our exceptional customer service.
I guess.
Thank you very much. We'll contact you again shortly. Well, that's sure a relief.
Thank you for your support earlier.
No problem.
I actually feel a bit better now.
I'm happy for you.
Would you like to talk again sometime?
Sure, anytime you want to.
You're a good man, Chief Engineer.
I think you might be missing the point. I'm not that good.
The arrogance of the Mamiya government caused trouble for a lot of people.
All I'm looking for is an opportunity to address the public openly.
Easier said than done.
Stop being so stubborn.
Yes, well, right now the kingdom is busy with its own problems, looking for a successor. The backroom dealings are getting pretty ugly. It'd be an interesting subject to bring up at the Alliance General Meeting. The Amaterasu's position could change depending on what the Alliance wants to do.
I'm prepared to use anyone opposed to the kingdom. Human rights groups, the media, whatever means are available to me.
I see you're as pushy as ever.
That's an essential quality in a good politician.
Hey, should I wear this with the shirt or the other one?
No, they both look fine to me. Hurry up and put some clothes on or you'll be late for the party.
Don't take off on me. Party, party, there'll be pie. We have been invited by AGI.
I bet there'll be lots and lots of food there. Akiho, we're leaving now.
I'll just be another minute. I'm sorry that it's only us going.
It's all right, Shino. You haven't had much of an appetite lately, have you? So be sure to eat as much food as you can.
I'll see if I can sneak something out. What would you like me to bring you?
Thanks. If there are any sandwiches, that would be great.
Of course. Without tomatoes, right?
Things sure have changed, haven't they?
Love works in mysterious ways.
Shinon, you'll be able to flirt with your boyfriend when we get back.
Hey, don't tease her like that. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, let's go.
Be sure to say hi to Taiji for me. Why aren't you going, Say? Maintenance is our top priority.
And you, Allie?
I'm just not in the mood.
Aren't you reporting on the party, Vita?
I had every intention of going, but then I was told to interview the repairs crew.
Come on, you guys, let's go!
It was very nice of them to invite us.
It would be rude for us to make them wait. Besides, the food will get cold.
Aren't you guys the reason we're late to begin with?
Bye-bye, I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
The king is dead, unable to fulfill his ambitions.
So, who do you think is going to be the new Supreme Council chairman?
Well, you can be sure that all the adjutants will be vying for the position.
Whatever they decide, it won't be soon.
Hey, does that mean there'll be a break in the war so they can elect a new chairman?
Well, we can always hope for that, can't we?
Sure, but right now we've still got other things to worry about.
You're right about that. We've got lots
Listen, Isabel. Do you mind explaining to me why the Conquistador has departed without my consent? You do not have the authority.
I do not need your authorization to dispatch the Conquistador. I took command of the Space Forces while you were out on the front lines showing off how brave you are.
Curse you.
You have been relieved of your duties as Operation Commander and your position as press officer.
You know, eliminating me from the running for chairman won't necessarily make you chairwoman.
Glory is the prize for whoever successfully sinks the Amateras. Aren't those the rules of a typical patriarchy?
Don't expect to get away with this.
I wonder about that. Someone has to take responsibility for our latest loss, after all.
Tell me, how is my fleet doing?
The replacement attack vessel for the Lisa has just arrived. We can begin our briefing as soon as Actum arrives. By the way, do you have any orders for the Levant? I understand they're responsible for observing the Amateras.
They are in an advantageous position, but I have everything under control currently. You just worry about your own duties, Elroy.
I'll do what needs to be done.
I knew I could count on you, Operations Commander.
That little witch.
I'm terribly sorry. The hall we were planning to use has become unavailable.
It doesn't look like we're very welcome.
Well, I don't mind something like this. It's more casual. Let's have fun while we're here.
Excuse me, can we get started on the food now?
Sure, go ahead. Oh man, this looks great.
I'm gonna have a beer. Just don't drink too much. Isn't that why we brought our doctor?
Except that our doctor could outdrink all of us.
Thank you for inviting us here today. Don't be so formal. Let's party tonight like we're back in school. Whatever you say. Representatives from AGI are coming later. Some of them may ask to have their pictures taken with you, or they may want your autograph. Please deal with them however makes you feel comfortable. We're being broadcast on the Galaxy Network, so I guess it can't be helped. They're the reason we were able to make it this far, after all. Yes, that's true. I'm very impressed. I really have tremendous respect for you people. Now, please join me in a toast. With your permission, I, Kase, your AGI supply representative, would like to formally welcome you. Here's to everyone's good health and best wishes of your success from now on. Cheers! Cheers!
Yeah, you've really improved. I think I may be better suited to repair duty than the engine section. You may be right. By the way, I thought it would be hard for you engine room guys to find a gal since we're all men, but...
Someone has to be watching out for us hard-working guys.
You really have changed, old man.
Why all of a sudden are you asking for such boring visuals? Are you trying to make it up to the crew that has never been in the spotlight or something?
Yeah, something like that. Definitely beats covering another lame party, though.
That pretty old man? Mm-hmm. This is more fun than I expected. I wish Koki could have come too. It would be great if this was the end of the fighting. Huh? We could just wait here on Palmyra while the Earth Alliance sends out a fleet to defeat the kingdom without us. That would be great. Rio's uncle is attending the Earth Alliance's general meeting, right? I hope he's able to persuade them to help us.
Our only objective is to convince them that it's too dangerous to keep the Amateras stopped. We don't need to do very much. Focus on the minimum effort for maximum results.
What's that?
There are some suspicious people approaching the ship. From their uniforms, it's clear they're from the kingdom.
What the hell? Level 2 combat positions! All repair crews return to the ship at once. Make sure the crew outside gets on board. And we should contact the spaceport security.
They've spotted us. Doesn't matter. We're continuing with our plan.
What the? Our ship is being attacked by the kingdom!
What?
What is happening? Why would someone attack the Amateras while it's docked?
It doesn't matter why. The visuals are already coming in. I'm switching cameras.
Is it the kingdom?
I'm checking on it. Get ready.
This is Gita Mirkov of the Starship Channel. We are currently stationed at planet Palmyra, and unknown forces attacking the Amateras.
Is everyone all right?
Group 2 has returned to the ship.
Group 4 is also safe.
Where are they?
In the shadows of that container over there. Are they from the kingdom?
That's what it looks like.
The enemy has not yet told us where they're from. If we let them get away, we'll have no proof that the kingdom attempted to attack us.
I'm already
aware of that. Are you saying that we should try to capture them?
I wouldn't go that far. There are power loaders in the hangar, aren't there?
Yeah! Let's go!
It's moving. What in the world is going on?
Get going! Get going! Go!
As of right now, it is still unclear who the enemy force attacking the Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu is associated with. It's Miss Dita! That's gunfire!
That's odd. This is way too small an attack for someone trying to capture the Amaterasu.
Keep a close eye on them. Any movement from the Palmyra spaceport? Security's on its way from the spaceport.
I guess they don't have a word for vigilance in their dictionary. They become too accustomed to the peace. This should wake them up.
All done. What about those guys? Leave them alone. We more than completed our mission. We're leaving now.
The enemy is retreating.
Which way are they retreating?
The outer wall. They're making their way to the entrance. It's too risky. Hang in there, guys. I'll call for backup.
There's no time for that.
It's all up to me now.
When do we get to go?
What's happening with the Amaterasu?
Right now, we're getting live visuals from outside of the Amaterasu. They look like power loaders, which are normally used for me.
What? Who's operating them?
I'm told it's Hide and the engine room chief. I'm sure it'll be all right.
Stop! Stop or I'll shoot!
We don't have a choice. Let him have it.
Hey, no! How dare you, you dirty bastard!
No! Koki, no!
Today, at approximately 2200 hours Palmyra Standard Time, while docked at planet Palmyra, the Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu was attacked by a group of terrorists. One crew member has lost his life. The Palmyra government is taking this incident into consideration as they determine how to deal with the current circumstances. As for the Amaterasu, its situation is becoming increasingly dire.
There is hardly any damage as a result of this latest attack. However, there are still areas of the ship where repairs remain incomplete.
I see.
It's from Mr. Kase of AGI. Apparently he has an urgent message for us. What could it be?
Put him through.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this to you.
What is this all about?
AGI has decided that it will be terminating its contract with the Amaterasu.
No, you can't do that!
Then we will no longer be receiving supplies from you?
I'm so terribly sorry. We will only be delivering the supplies listed on your last order.
Not bad for a last-minute response to the situation.
Peter, be honest with me. Did you know this would happen?
What are you talking about?
Answer me.
And if I did?
What are you trying to do with this show anyway? It's supposed to be a news show. And look at you. You're disgusting. Selling tragedy as if it's entertainment. How could you do this?
I never thought I'd hear a lecture on journalistic integrity from you. Don't be so cocky. You are nothing but a pretty face. Besides, anyone worrying that much about the subject she's reporting on is clearly far too sensitive to be any good at her job. Okay, Dita. I think it's about time you got off the Amaterasu. I hear the Kingdom is sending 5 vessels against it soon. So I suggest you depart.
cannot oblige your request. I will not leave this ship. I believe the Amaterasu will survive this.
If you insist on staying, then so be it. But this time, the Amaterasu is going to be destroyed without question. At long last, it appears we have a finale for the Starship Channel.
Is this really how you want this to end?
It was destined to end this way from the beginning, whether that is what we wanted to happen or not.
Don't you ever use the word we again.
But what about our contract with you?
The contract states that should our company suffer damages as a result of our relationship with you, our company has the right to terminate the agreement. The Kingdom has just officially announced that it will open fire against any and all persons or corporations found to be helping the Amaterasu.
So as long as we remain on Palmyra, AGI is at significant risk of being attacked.
You still have time to get off the ship. The last thing I want is to watch as you are all killed. I'm sure that the company would buy back the ship.
There's no way we can sell the ship now. We've gone past the point of no return.
Palmyra has ordered the Amaterasu to leave their planet.
Scout ship Levant will now depart from the Palmyra planetary system and await your arrival at Rendezvous Point 2.
Yes, roger that. Then we will put an end to the Amaterasu. Keep an eye on that cadet training to be a captain. I believe her name is Kazuki.
I support your decision, Captain.
Me too, Captain.
Message to all units.
2 hours from now, 10 o'clock Kiwi Standard Time, 12 o'clock Palmyra Time, the Amaterasu will officially depart the planet Palmyra.
Check the
We
gamma
will be
ray shield
engaging the
output one
Kingdom's
more
fleet
time.
in battle.
Hey, get back to work.
The enemy fleet consists of 5 vessels. We cannot claim that our ship is designed to take them on. So at this juncture, if there is anyone who wishes to leave the ship,
I will authorize your departure.
to anyone who chooses to leave the ship, I thank you for all your work up to this point. And please know there will be no hard feelings.
If you want to leave the ship, do not hesitate to make the request. That will be all.
I wonder who will come forward.
I'm sure that everyone on board knows how difficult this upcoming battle is going to be. I would be more surprised if people decided to stay.
That's true, but I hope at least that none of you are thinking of leaving.
In that case, I think No, I don't even want to joke about it.
I should probably go and work on the battle simulation. Shinon, still working on that?
You haven't slept in days, have you? You're pushing yourself too hard.
Sei Ogino. Requesting permission to disembark. First of all, I don't care how outdated the model is. I want to lease a cargo ship.
Sure thing, Say. I'll check into what it'll cost for you to get your hands on one. You know, a cargo ship isn't gonna be cheap, though.
Don't worry about that. I've got enough money saved from before I became a pirate. From now on, I will be dealing with AGI independently, and I'll buy our supplies myself. I'll fight this war in my own way.
You're one tough lady.
I'm the only one from the Amaterasu capable of doing this.
You wouldn't be interested in hiring me, would you?
The pay is really lousy.
Do you have anything to say to the current Planet Kiwi government? Are you responsible for the rebellious actions of the Amaterasu? Please comment!
How do you feel about the kingdom referring to the Amaterasu as a pirate ship?
Any comments as the head of a government in exile?
The media always leaves me so exhausted.
That's nothing compared to what will follow.
It's been a while since I listened to your delusional rhetoric.
Do you think that this is even possible?
We're finished if it isn't, right?
Technical officer, what do you think?
From further analysis, yes it is. Although it never would have occurred to me to use the gravitational wave emitter for warping in this manner. Correct, Kazuki.
Is it possible to reduce the centrifugal force on the Amaterasu while simultaneously rotating it at a high speed?
Although the artificial gravitational force generated at the Amaterasu center of gravity occurs on an opposite vector than the centrifugal force, the two don't completely cancel each other out. The point where the two forces are at a perfect balance, in other words, the null point, is spread out in a ring shape. By placing all personnel close to that ring, at least everyone would be protected from the destructive effects of the centrifugal force.
Yes, but what if we miscalculate?
In that case, it's probable that the hull will be torn to pieces, or the gravitational force will cause the ship to implode.
And if the enemy doesn't approach as we expect?
We just have to adjust the ship's angle.
Good thinking. Nod, have you thought about how we're going to hit the target?
We should speak with the engine room.
I'll go talk things over with them.
Good idea.
That would be best.
No. I think I should go and talk with them.
Are you sure?
Meanwhile, we'll practice using the simulation program until we enter firing range. We've only got one shot at it.
Wait a minute, please. There's one other thing that I was hoping we could try.
Oh, it's just you, Shinon. Can I help you?
I just came over to run through the plan with you.
Oh, I see. I did review the written strategy, but honestly, I'm still a bit confused.
As soon as we enter firing range, we'll increase our speed to maximum. When our target is in sight, we'll transfer the anti-substance thruster output control to you. We'll use the gravitational wave emitter to offset the total weight produced by...
Shinon?
What's wrong?
Let's do it.
Great.
Until after we have entered firing range. Also, as I've requested before, please promise you will not air any images from monitors that are displaying strategic plans.
We won't need any monitors if we can have a live broadcast. This is finally starting to look like a news show. This should keep viewers glued to their TVs.
Everyone will be watching us. I take it the Kingdom is watching this broadcast as well?
Yeah. Dita, you're okay for going live, aren't you?
I'll do whatever you decide.
That's what I want to hear. Okay, let's go with that. How much time do we have until we can go live?
Tell me, how many hours left before we enter firing range?
Judging by the speed at which the enemy is advancing, we should be there in about 2 hours.
I'll keep us going with pre-recorded stuff till then. Dita, do as you wish from here on.
Roger that. Don't underestimate my ability to sound convincing. It's you, Shinon. This must be a very hard time for you right now. Please stop that. Not you too. But Shinon, we'll get through this. All of us. Right.
All vessels prepare for level 1 combat.
Prepare for level 1 combat.
Prepare for level 1 combat. Begin operation phase 1. Transferring distance estimation to 3-dimensional grid coordinates. Relative distance to enemy fleet, 7.07 million G matrix. Both sides accelerating. Estimated encounter point, grid 9998. Quad Gamma, 5516. The Kingdom fleet is currently spreading out as they approach us.
Now I guess all we can do is pray that the enemy moves according to our simulation.
Live broadcast begins in 2 minutes. 1 minute. 30 seconds. 10 seconds.
live. This is Dita Mirkov reporting for the Starship Channel. This current broadcast from the Amaterasu is being brought to you absolutely live. We are broadcasting without the 30-minute time delay we incorporated in the past.
At present, the Kingdom's fleet and the Amaterasu are moving toward each other. The Kingdom's fleet appears to be spreading out as they approach. We have little time before we will enter the Kingdom's firing range. The Amaterasu is at combat readiness and is prepared for battle.
It's very useful that they're airing this episode live. People from across the galaxy can witness our glorious victory as it happens.
Begin the simulation. Extract the stress on the outer structure of the Amaterasu. Gather coherent gravitational waves into the ship. Artificial gravity develops. Control the effect on the Amaterasu structure to within limits. Extract radial stress spread while Hall rotates. Extract null point, the balance point when the force merges with gravitational field. At this point, the number of parameters that need to be controlled, 10 to the 12th power. Truly, the capacity of a supercomputer is necessary for this task.
It was a difficult decision for the youngsters from Kibi to enter into this lopsided battle. Numerous cameras are in place to accurately depict these brave individuals.
Isn't it strange that they're willing to show us everything they're planning?
It does seem unusual.
Confirm the Amaterasu's current position.
They're about to enter our firing range. Retreat slowly while maintaining our present distance.
Retreat? Why are they trying to keep their distance?
Found anything suspicious in what they're doing?
What do you mean?
I thought they might have tried something right before switching live when the 30-minute time delay would have still been in effect. Well,
that Kazuki girl. That's her name, isn't it? What do you suppose she's got up her sleeve this time?
Maybe they'll just warp away again.
I rather doubt that. They can't rely on the same strategy being successful every time. The pirate ship is completely surrounded, right, left, above, and below. When a battleship is surrounded, it's finished. No battleship could possibly break through our net.
Even if it does, our ship is in a good position to sink it with our long-range weapons.
Mariana, Lisa, proceed at maximum speed and attack the Amaterasu.
Mariana, Lisa, proceed at maximum speed and attack the Amaterasu.
Roger that. Maximum combat speed.
The Dragonfly and the Hedgehog are approaching the Amaterasu from both sides. Which one should we attack?
The Hedgehog. With the Dragonfly's warping strategy, there isn't much we can do other than evade it.
Captain, the enemy ship appears to be approaching us.
What are you talking about? The pirate ship is engaging the Mariana.
2 Kingdom battleships are approaching the Amaterasu, one on each side of the ship. It appears that the Amaterasu will focus its attack on just one of these ships. The captain has indicated the ship known as the Hedgehog. The official name for the Hedgehog is the Mariana.
See that? They just said it. Careful with your observations.
Sir.
I've never been in such an easy battle in my life.
That damned pirate ship. It seems to have its sights set on our Mariana.
It certainly looks that way. By broadcasting their strategy, they become the perfect target. This is probably because it's afraid of the Mariana.
I'm glad that your newly acquired attack ship will be put to good use.
I, for one, couldn't be more pleased.
Captain, the Amaterasu is quickly approaching our ship.
I already explained this. The pirate ship...
Check the radar yourself, sir.
What?
Maximum combat speed toward the Hedgehog.
The broadcast is a lie.
Roger that. Maximum combat speed toward the Hedgehog.
Trap! All ships tell up the Galaxy Network at once. The enemy's doing the opposite of what they're saying.
How did they get this close so soon? Send up the attack unit at once.
We're trying to, but we're already well within the firing range of the Amaterasu.
Damage accumulating on the hull due to enemy pulse laser.
We'll have to endure it.
Engine room. Increase antimatter reactor output. Elisa's main section is within firing range. Detected at grid 426. Alpha 5122. FCS activated. Fire now. We have authorization to fire.
Firing main cannon.
The plasma cannon has been fired. The beam will reach target in 2, 1. It's a hit. Direct hit. The enemy ship had sustained a plasma impact, which instantly destroyed it.
Dita, what's going on here?
I only reported the facts as they were presented to me.
Did you know about this?
And if I did?
Damn pirate ship. It's disgraceful.
Come on, go after the Amaterasu.
Yes, I know that. I'll put an end to this. Turn the ship toward the Amaterasu.
Gravitational field detected around the Amaterasu. We have visual confirmation.
Are they thinking of warping away again?
The Amaterasu is rotating incredibly fast.
What the?
That's 2. A flash from the enemy ship! It's their plasma cannon!
You're kidding.
That's impossible. The enemy ship isn't capable of that kind of movement. If it turns
coincide with in any way the ship's integrity.
That is exactly what's happening here.
Gravitational equilibrium.
Proceed to the next one.
Prepare the revolver. That's 3.
Connery, prepare the main cannon. Approach them at maximum speed.
Roger. Captain, there's no reason for us to enter the Amaterasus firing range. We still have the active.
No, they already have a lock on the active.
Detecting magnetic signal from enemy space submarine. 95% match with the data retrieved from the Abukir during our previous battle.
Number 4.
There's no word to describe this other than a miracle. The Amaterasu has now sunk 4 of the Kingdom's battleships. We still have 1 ship to go.
But the Conquistador is outside our firing range.
This is our only chance.
I'm ready when you are. I have enough powder left for one more shot. If you're going to do it, you'll have to act quickly.
Target the Conquistador.
Confirm the firing of main cannon. Beam to arrive in 22, 21, 20, 19, 18.
Starboard is hit.
Firing from that distance?
No external damage report. Observation controls have been damaged. We've lost our visual of the enemy ship.
Damn. Approach and search for the enemy. The Amaterasu no longer has the power to defend itself.
It looks like your government in exile will survive after all.
I couldn't have let it be toppled that easily.
Because otherwise your trip to the Earth Alliance conference would be meaningless?
Yes, something like that.
Control has completed resetting the navigational systems. Engine room reactor output has declined to 30% capacity. Also reporting damages in numerous areas due to the high-speed rotation and enemy laser blasts. Repair units are working on it as we speak.
Observation system is still non-operational. So we have no idea where the enemy ship is located.
We can't fire our main cannon. The ship's propulsion system is unstable. And on top of it all, we have no idea where the enemy ship is. I can't see how we can get out of this.
We already know what we can't do. What can we do?
All units, report your status immediately.
We still have 3 shots left in the revolver.
Kasumi and Ikasumi are still in working order. I'll activate them right away. I'm told that the navigation system can be adjusted.
Kasumi and Ikasumi have been activated. With them, we should be able to at least survive their laser cannon attacks.
It's not like there's anywhere we can escape to.
Damages from the high-speed rotation are concentrated in the ship's bow and stern. It could be more serious than we initially thought.
But it's still 10,000 times better than being shot head-on by a plasma cannon, isn't it?
Why haven't we determined the location of the pirate ship yet?
We are currently both utilizing optical scanners and electromagnetic wave scanners to help us track it down.
Don't rush it. It's only a matter of time before we finish off the Amaterasu.
We have narrowed down the Amaterasu's general location.
That's still too far out of range. Can't you narrow it down any further?
Laser cannon! Prepare to fire!
Captain, we can't sink the Amaterasu with our laser cannon.
Doesn't matter. We can't allow them any rest.
Roger that. Preparing to fire the laser cannon. Targeting systems AM, SR, and GLI are operating. Confirmed DCS link. Preparations to fire complete.
Fire!
What was that?
An attack from the enemy. Minor damage to the starboard. We were able to avoid a direct hit. So it wasn't a direct hit. The beam's convergent axial center just missed us. It barely hit the armor. Could it be?
What is it?
Our evasion system isn't operating at maximum power, is it?
The evasion system is on safe mode. It's only making absolutely necessary maneuvers. Why do you ask?
Is it possible that the Conquistador cannot accurately determine the Amaterasu position? Shinon, are you saying that our attack damaged the Conquistador's observation systems? I can't tell for sure yet. But if so, we're both in a situation where we're fighting blind. We just might be able to do something.
Yes, I completely understand your thoughts on the subject. Yes. As soon as the fleet from the Earth Alliance arrives, we will hand the Amaterasu over to your custody. Yes, of course. We have never had any intention of fighting against the Earth Alliance that I'm aware of. Well then, this may work to our advantage.
Second shot from the Conquistador. It's hit on our starboard again.
Damage report.
Hull temperature is rising. The Hotaru system has been reduced by another 10%.
This isn't good. Isn't there anything we can do about it?
I can calculate the enemy's location using information from their attacks. Then do it.
It looks like we've lost contact with the repair team working in the damaged areas on the starboard side.
Send in the medical team at once.
Roger. Medical team, make your way to area D526.
Sine, cosine, and tangent. Sigma, arc, pi, and radiant. Train is packed and we're all going home. I have the location of the enemy ship. Grid 8875, quad, gamma 4116.
Confirm the exact location using the functional sensors.
Well, so that's where you're hiding.
Their attacks weren't from their main cannon either, were they?
No.
What difference does it make whether they attack us with their main cannon or not?
It's very likely that the reason they're not attacking us with their main cannon is that they still haven't determined our exact location. After all, they need time to charge their main cannon.
You think so?
If I'm correct about this, we can approach the enemy to within revolver firing range. I think we should approach the Conquistador at maximum combat speed.
Throw ourselves at the enemy in the condition we're in? Are you crazy?
Hey, I can hear you. I'm afraid I'm with Shinon on this one, Kiska. I would never be satisfied without taking one final shot at them.
I also support Shinon on this. I don't want to give up without a fight.
It looks like this is the only option we have left at this point.
What about you, Dita? I understand. It's not like we could go on the air now anyway.
Amaterasu maximum combat!
That's a third shot from the Conquistador. Damage to port side. Damage is minor, but the enemy's aim is becoming more accurate.
Amaterasu maximum combat speed! Move towards the Conquistador until they're within range!
The kingdom has moved in to invade the planetary nations within the Henrietta district. All alone, the Amaterasu, as a government in exile, has fought valiantly against their tyranny.
Accuracy of estimating the location of the enemy ship has improved by 1 order.
Don't take them lightly. Unless our accuracy in analyzing the enemy ship's location can be narrowed to within the ship's size, we have little chance of hitting them dead on. We don't know how they're moving at this point.
So you're telling me we can't hit a bullseye with a blurred telescope, correct?
Be prepared to evade their attacks.
Roger that.
Prepare to fire the main cannon. In the meantime, keep firing the laser cannon.
Roger.
We must take action now to rescue the Amaterasu, to stop the kingdom in their violence against the Henrietta district, and show the galaxy once and for all that the Earth Alliance is committed to bringing justice to all worlds, to ending battles that ignore righteousness.
It's no use.
This is the way to form strong ties among the planets. On behalf of Kiwi's government in exile, I implore you.
That was excellent. You still have what it takes to lead a government.
Could I have silence, please? A representative of the Planetary Nations Alliance will now speak.
Who's going to speak? What's going on here? The kingdom is taking action as well?
Of course they are.
Okay then, I'll prepare all of the required documents for the lease of your cargo ship.
Thank you, Kase.
In the meantime, I can't help but wonder if they're all right.
How much longer before we get
get close enough to the Conquistador that we can fire the revolver at them.
3 minutes to revolver firing range.
Were aired moments ago on the Galaxy Network. They are images of a tragedy caused by the Amaterasu, the ship mentioned by name a number of times in Mr. Tatsuma's speech. Just because a single politician, a man fleeing the Kibi government, boards a ship and declares it a government in exile doesn't make it one. We see the Amaterasu as a serious threat that has escaped the control of the Allied nations, causing chaos within the Henrietta planetary sector. As such, we are currently moving to contain it. Many lives have been sacrificed, but we are on the verge of solving this situation. We, the Planetary Nations Alliance, will maintain peace in the Henrietta planetary sector.
Are we there yet?
1 minute until we're within the revolver's firing range.
How accurate is the aim?
Plus minus 600 meters. The data access to the computer is down, so this is the best that we can do.
But can we actually hit them?
The enemy laser cannon has grazed our port side.
Maintain maximum combat speed.
Kasumi and Ikasumi have been reduced by a further 30%. We're gonna be within revolver firing range in 30 seconds. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
I'll do it on a 3-point burst.
We're within range.
Fire! Such an attack by the enemy ship. Damage to starboard armor. Damage to the ship is minor. Navigation and battle functions unaffected. Can we determine where they fired from? Checking into it.
There is no second wave of attacks, and they didn't use their main cannon.
Well, Admiral, it appears that they're finally at their wits' end.
We pinpointed the enemy's location. They're on a collision course with our ship's axial line. I've analyzed their evasive patterns.
If that were their main cannon, they might have turned the tables on us just now.
Indeed.
We're ready to fire the main cannon. The Amaterasu and Cadet Shinon Kazuki. They're quite the adversaries.
Admiral, please, give the order to fire. Miri, I need a status report.
We have confirmation that the third shot hit the enemy's starboard side. However, no change in heat radiation. It doesn't appear that the enemy incurred any significant damage.
It can't be.
We missed?
Damn it!
The enemy's radar has locked onto us. Counterattack imminent.
We don't have enough time to evade this attack. I think we're done for.
Well, we somehow avoided turning the Earth Alliance into our enemy.
Someone from home is calling us.
Put them through.
What's your status?
We have just locked the main cannon onto the Amaterasu. In a moment, we will be sinking it.
There's no longer a need for that. Capture it instead.
Capture it? Why would you want to do that?
We need it intact as a diplomatic trump card.
Don't you understand that by sinking the Amaterasu, our people would unite, and you would be able to show everyone the kingdom's might?
Our people uniting. The kingdom's might. Not after losing 4 battleships.
I've already talked things over with the Earth Alliance, captured the Amaterasu, and handed over to the Earth Alliance fleet.
This just confirmed. An Earth Alliance fleet consisting of 10 vessels to our rear.
Little can be gained by sinking it at this point, Commander. The pressing need right now is to gain better control of the situation by handing the Amaterasu over to the Earth Alliance and to focus on regrouping within the kingdom.
Yes, but This is a political decision. Order the Amaterasu to surrender immediately.
Whatever you say.
The revolver is out of ammo!
How soon can the main cannon be charged?
It can't be charged, and the revolver is out of ammo.
What about the Hotaru?
There's no way it can survive another direct hit.
That's it then? Can't we do anything to stop it?
The Conquistador is attempting to hail us. Audio only.
Okay, put that through.
This is Stu Elroy. I am the commander of the Planetary Nations Alliance fleet. We hereby order you to surrender your ship, the Amaterasu, immediately.
Surrender?
We are aware that your ship is damaged and is no longer capable of engaging in battle. Should you refuse to abide by our order to surrender, we will promptly sink your ship. We will give you 1 hour to give us your decision so that you can talk it over with your crew. That is all.
What's this all about?
Now tell me all about it, Tatsuma. What's going on right now? What other steps have you taken?
There are no other steps. The Earth Alliance already dispatched a fleet of 10 ships to the Henrietta planetary sector before the conference.
Are you sure? That seems risky even from the Earth Alliance's point of view. The planets within the Henrietta sector are all independent. There's no way the Earth Alliance can interfere in their affairs without reason.
But it would be okay if they had reason to, right?
The Amaterasu is that reason?
If, like the Kingdom stresses, the Amaterasu's actions are recognized as domestic discord, it is none of the Earth Alliance's business. However, if the Amaterasu is a government in exile, the Earth Alliance can attack the Kingdom under the pretext that it's protecting that government.
That's forcing the issue, don't you think?
The Earth Alliance is only responding to the government in exile, the Amaterasu. You realize that at the very least the public is quite sympathetic toward them.
And as a result, they replace the Kingdom and take control of the Henrietta planetary sector.
To the other planets, what difference does it make if it's the Kingdom or the Earth Alliance? They're under someone's control either way. Still, one thing that's certain is that those siding with the Kingdom will surely be overthrown.
Damn it. After going through all that trouble to manipulate the Kibi government and the conference. So your performance was nothing but a farce, was it?
All politics are a farce. Wouldn't you agree with that?
So what happens to the Amaterasu? Your niece is on that ship, is she not?
Once I am returned to power, anything will be possible.
Oh, boy.
We're going to have to come up with an answer to the Kingdom's order to surrender in 1 hour. Given our current situation, I think we have no choice but to surrender. Are you serious? We can't fire our main cannon. There's no ammo left for the revolver. And we have no defense against their attacks, so tell me, what else can we do? We have no choice but to surrender, correct?
How could we even think of surrendering? We knew from the beginning this was going to be a dangerous battle. But still, we took action to protect the Kingdom's policy of invading planets with force, did we not? Right, guys? If we surrender now, everything we've done to this point will have been for nothing.
I feel exactly the same way as Takai. I would rather die than surrender.
Just calm down a second. We have no alternatives. Being stubborn will only kill you.
Tell that to the people who already lost their lives.
Yes, we will tell them. Tell them that we lost this battle.
There's still one thing that's been bothering me.
Yeah, so what is it now?
Why did the Kingdom choose this moment to finally order us to surrender?
That's right. If they had wanted us to surrender, they could have ordered us to do so when they had us surrounded with 5 vessels.
Sure thing, boss.
Now then, what's the next step?
So, has the Amaterasu moved yet?
Nothing to indicate they're planning to attack.
I guess that completes our mission, doesn't it?
We have no choice. We have to leave the Amaterasu in the custody of the Earth Alliance fleet.
Yes, but we were so close.
Even if we had stuck the Amaterasu, we just lost 4 of our own battleships in the process. How can you call that a great victory?
Huh? Captain? Targeting radar! It's being aimed at us from behind!
What the?
The Earth Alliance fleet is still within the targeting range of our ship!
Could they be?
This is Dita Mirkov of the Starship Channel. We now resume our broadcast. Up to this point, we have been reporting on the battle between the Freedom Guard ship Amaterasu and the Kingdom's battleship Conquistador here in the Henrietta planetary sector. That situation has changed rather drastically. An Earth Alliance fleet, comprised of 10 ships, has just appeared in this area.
What are you doing in here? You can't touch. Bastard! Who the hell are you guys? We've been authorized to kill you if necessary. Turn the ship 180 degrees! Aim a cannon at the Earth Alliance fleet!
Captain Truman, the Starship Channel is officially off the air.
Very good. All ships, fire your main cannons.
All units, status report! Impact in numerous areas! Hull temperature is rising! Hurry and turn the ship! Don't give up! Heat dissipation system has surpassed the critical level!
Open a line of communication with the Amaterasu.
Hey, wait, what's going on here? Going on? What are you talking about? The broadcast just cut out on me. Is it a technical problem? The Conquistador is being fired upon by the Earth Alliance. The Conquistador's hull temperature is continuing to rise. It's beginning to melt. But why?
There's a message from the Conquistador.
Put them through.
Roger.
My name is Dul Elroy, captain of the Conquistador. My ship is currently engaged in a battle against the Earth Alliance fleet. May I speak with Cadet Kazuki?
That would be me.
So it's you.
Yes.
I had instructed you to surrender earlier, because I was under orders to hand the Amaterasu over to the Earth Alliance forces. However, they have just opened fire on us without warning.
What are you talking about?
I don't know any details myself. What I do know is that the Earth Alliance has broken its secret agreement with the Kingdom. As long as we are soldiers, we have no choice but to accept our fate on the battlefield. I would have preferred it if our battle with you brave cadets had ended differently.
The Conquistador's hull temperature has reached its critical level.
Hello. Planning on going somewhere?
Herman. You've sold us out to the Earth Alliance.
That's not a very nice thing for you to say, Isabel. All we're doing is combining our forces with those of a more powerful alliance.
Don't you realize? You're being used.
Who uses me and who I choose to use are of no concern to you whatsoever, Isabel.
The Conquistador has been sunk.
So have we been saved?
Contact from the Earth Alliance.
Put them through.
I am Captain Joseph Truman, commander of the Earth Alliance fleet.
I'm the captain of the Amaterasu, Kiska Kanzaki.
I didn't give you permission to speak. The Earth Alliance forces will now take command of your ship. You will disarm your weapons and surrender your ship and yourselves. You have exactly 1 hour.
We just surrendered.
Don't you think you guys are overdoing it?
That's enough out of you.
Supplies!
What in the world is going on? I thought the Earth Alliance was supposed to come here and save us. Why the hell would they want us to surrender the Amaterasu?
Hey, don't ask me. I have no idea.
Just hang on a minute.
Huh? We're on air again?
This is Dita Miracles of the Starship Channel. The Kingdom's battleship Conquistador refused to abide by the Earth Alliance's demand for a ceasefire and was then sunk. The Earth Alliance has now made the decision to begin plans aimed at liberating the Henrietta planetary sector. Meanwhile, government in exile, the Amaterasu, which was in great danger after attacks by the Kingdom, is now under the protection of the Earth Alliance.
What is this? These images and voices they're broadcasting. It's all a fake.
Another demand to surrender. The Conquistador had said they were betrayed, didn't they?
Peter?
What's going on here? Who is running all this stuff?
I can't talk long. The studio has been taken over by the Earth Alliance. That's all the information I have right now. However, it's obvious that something big is about to go down. I'll be in touch. I gotta go.
But, Peter, are you there? What was that all about, Dita? The studio has been taken over by the Earth Alliance. You're kidding.
What did you say?
But why would they do that?
What right does the Earth Alliance have to storm in and take things over like that?
So that fake broadcast a minute ago was also the work of the Earth Alliance.
Tell us, Shinon. What is the Earth Alliance trying to accomplish? The Earth Alliance is...
What is it? Shinon?
The Earth Alliance is... trying to conquer the Henrietta planetary sector and replace the Kingdom.
What are you talking about?
Don't you see? They used the legitimate excuse of rescuing us so that they could dispatch a fleet to the Henrietta planetary sector and take out the Kingdom.
They used us, right from the beginning. That's a little bit cruel, don't you think?
So the Earth Alliance gets to play the big hero and walk away with the prize. But then what happens to us?
They're done with us. Or worse, they see us as a threat, since we already know too much.
They must have taken over the Galaxy Network to make sure the footage of them destroying us would never be aired. I'm not going to allow that. We did what we did to protest against the actions of the Kingdom, didn't we? What the Earth Alliance is trying to do is no different from what the Kingdom has been doing. We have to stop them.
But we're in even worse shape now than we were before.
I have a plan. Miss Dita, I need you to get a hold of Peter right away.
Now that sounds like fun. How much time have I got?
30 minutes.
All right, I'll do it.
We're going live?
What are we going live for? We need to show the Amaterasu being attacked by the Earth Alliance. Our goal is to show the entire galaxy just how ruthless the Earth Alliance is. The Amaterasu's strongest weapon is its audience. The risk will be great, and I cannot guarantee that we will survive this. But I believe this is the only thing we can do now.
Preset ACCS data. Input waypoint INS.
Point 1, Mika. Point 2, Nova. At the exact moment we've been ordered to surrender, set the auto-navigation so that the Amaterasu will continue in the direction of the Earth Alliance fleet. To ensure that the damage from an enemy attack is kept to a minimum, we will use the remains of Kasumi and Ikasumi defense systems. We will use the Amaterasu as a shield and escape in the opposite direction on a shuttle.
All crew ready to transfer. We can depart at any time.
Antimatter reactor and forced overload program have been activated.
No change in the relative distance of the Earth Alliance fleet. As it approaches the enemy fleet, the Amaterasu will overload its reactor and self-destruct.
Self-destruct code. Approved. All units abandon ship. All units abandon ship.
All units, abandon ship.
All units abandon ship.
Engine room. Supply room. Everyone seems to be here.
The technical officer isn't here.
What do you mean?
I'll go get him.
I'll go too.
There's less than 10 minutes. Hurry!
Peter, what's your status?
Everything's going just fine. You ready to broadcast?
Peter says she's ready anytime.
I see. Take care of Dita for me.
I will.
Technical officer! Are you still inside? What are you doing in there? Everyone's already boarded the shuttle.
I'm not leaving the ship.
What are you talking about?
As it is right now, we can't be sure the Amaterasu will stay on its course toward the Earth Alliance fleet with just the auto settings. The thrusters are unstable.
Technical officer.
That's not enough of a reason for you to stay on this ship.
I got everyone involved in this mess in the first place. It's my responsibility.
Technical officer!
Shime! Cut the bullshit and get out of there! Captain's orders!
My military rank happens to be higher than yours, Kiska. Or rather, I am officially an officer. Attention cadets. I hereby dismiss all of you from your duties aboard the Amaterasu. Abandon ship at once. That is all.
Shime! Shime! Shime. Shime.
Let's go. Shime was prepared for this.
I know, but...
Shinon? Yes? I'm, kinda nervous. This is just how I felt during my first job as a reporter. Peter was the director at the time. We used to go steady, you know? I did know that. Really? I used to think you didn't pay attention to those kinds of things.
Where's the technical officer? He's not coming. What? He's not? Well, I'll make him come. You sit down, Takai! Captain, a defensive weapon of some sort has been fired from the Amaterasu. Their generator output is increasing. They've started to move.
Well, so they're going to attack. Shuttle launching.
Starship Channel. We're sorry to have...
It's our last show.
We will now...
Make it a good one.
Fire main cannons!
Please pay close attention. This is not a recording. Right now, the Amaterasu is on the receiving end of a one-sided attack by the Earth Alliance fleet. This live broadcast is being shot from within a shuttle that has escaped the Amaterasu. The images aired earlier were clever forgeries created by the Earth Alliance.
What's going on? It's being caused by the Amaterasu's explosion. Energy impact waves are assaulting a portion of the fleet. Number 9, number 10, and number 7 ship data link severed. Number 6 ship has also been engulfed. Captain?
What is it?
The Starship Channel is on the air again.
What?
Right at this moment, the Amaterasu has been destroyed by the Earth Alliance fleet.